Hello, everyone. It is so nice to see all of you again. Welcome to Tabletop Role Playing Theater. I am Bethany, and I am the Dungeon Mistress for this land of dark dreams. All around me, you see the players that at this point you are no doubt familiar with. Introductions are not really in order, or even I think this point necessary. But for those of you that are joining us, welcome. Tabletop Role Playing Theater is a gathering of some of the finest in theater, D&D, gaming, and whatever the heck it is Zoe does. Sit around and play some Dungeons and Dragons. I don't think we have anything much in the way of crazy announcements other than stay safe, stay healthy, stay socially isolated for now. I hope all of you are doing okay in that regards. Everybody here doing all right with that? I mean, anything?
Need a haircut, but I'm
Use $5.
content to wait.
Truth.
Yeah, I know that feeling. My hair is getting... I went from blue to purple to silver. I look like I'm 40 years old now.
It's taking way too long.
I know, the pain.
You want me to mail you some colors? Because I can't color my hair.
I would
I
like
would
some,
know what to
please.
do with it if I had it. I have a guy, and that's my guy.
Yeah.
If I'm in the arts knows how. I live out in Virginia. You can come out here. God, do we have anything we need to do? I don't think so.
Nope.
God says we're good. All right, guys. Let's get started with today's episode of The Land of Dark Dreams. And welcome back. So, Missed Fortune, where we last left off. The last 2 days within Marcera have been, without a doubt, eventful. And while you haven't been outwardly attacked by any foes so far, the threat and the scope of that threat has been made manifested. From investigating the apparent murder of Cedric Autumn Hall to the sudden disappearance of more than a few Lords Temporal from the House of Nobles, to the Princess Tyria herself coming for you in a late-night rendezvous aboard the Donner to explain a few events. You certainly have a lot going on. Where we last left off, you had just picked up Scyllin Pianthus from the conservatory with the intention of bringing her on a field trip to the ship. So, as you all escort her through the lower middle mark ward, excuse me, what would you all like to do?
You know, 23, I've been thinking, maybe we should just, like, instead of crossing the river, maybe we just get, like, an official way of going across the bridge.
I thought there was no official way to cross the bridge, that's why we were crossing the river.
I think someone mentioned we could actually...
We could manufacture things that way.
I just need to be there by
I'm
3
fine either
o'clock,
way.
that's all I care about. But anyway, on our way back, we should probably, like, look into that.
The ship has cannons, Tempest. I could shoot you across the
I
river.
don't love that idea. That sounds terrible.
Just tie a cannon. It's like load a cannonball, tie a rope to it, and tie the other end to Tempest, and just levitate Tempest, and just. Kong.
I could use the Wand of Wonder. I'm sure one of the effects has some kind of teleportation.
No, I'll turn even more blue than I already am.
Maybe less blue. I don't know.
You know, I'm really not a fan of finding out.
Reynard is going to be just kind of asking Scylla a bunch of minor questions, like about Tyne, and just seeing what all Scylla seems to know about her.
Well, the first one she's going to ask you is, what's a Rod of Wonder?
Something you should never ever get. They're nothing but trouble.
Oh, is she here right now?
Yeah, she's with you guys.
Yeah.
Oh,
She's
Cor
tugging
would
on Reynard's.
Yeah, Cor would take off her big hat, put it on the little one's head for the moment, and go like, "Welcome to my ship, small one. I've heard a lot about you."
We're still in the middle mark.
Yeah, you're walking through the city, but yeah.
You can wear that for now, but take good care of it, all right?
Or just have his little like
She's gonna cast Mage Armor specifically on the hat.
To keep it safe and there. Very nice.
Cor has a little compartment just full of brochures about the ship. He should be like, "You'll need one of these."
I'm literally gonna look at Renard and be like, "You could do it on like hats."
The aspect of disappointment in Reynard and her just frivolously using spells like that is like, oh dear,
I love it.
so much to learn.
So yeah, well, Miss Tyne, gosh, she kind of was in one of my first classes. Like, she gives you the look on her face like she's trying to think. It takes her a second. Well, she was there for my classes. She's been there for a while.
Yet, you didn't think to mention her when I came to visit yesterday, despite the fact that she said you all had been friends for a long time.
Huh.
Don't worry about it. You know, give her a little pat on the head.
Plays with the hat. Happily skipping along. As you all are walking through the city, there are a lot of glances turned your way from a lot of different people. Most notably, how one of you is a weird-looking blue elf, and the other one's an actual elf.
Excuse me. That's rude.
Tempest is the blue elf.
I'm aware.
Who's the actual elf?
Dylan.
Oh, duh.
Yeah.
The small child.
I was thinking big hat. How the hell could you ever tell? But okay.
That's fair.
Imagine if it's big on core, it's probably like covering her head like a fucking bucket helmet.
She mostly
She's
is
having to
doing
hold
this
the
as
front
she
of it up
walks.
to see out of it.
She's walking along, escorting you, being escorted by all of you. But just as you get to the gates, the guards will look at all of you very carefully. They'll take your pass, look at you. Who's the child?
She's a friend that we're escorting to our ship for the time being. It's a field trip to the conservatory.
Make a persuasion check.
Sure, Reynard will do that. 11.
You can see him like he's looking about. We're not supposed to let undocumenteds through. And he just holds out a hand.
23 shakes it.
I'm not gonna lie, my first thought is like, 23, do you want to give him a high five and just go back to what we used to do with that? But
I'm just gonna be like, really?
Tony just goes for a fist bump, so just like.
Do none of you know what this means, really?
As I shake his hand, I'll be like, we appreciate you making an exception, and I'll squeeze it a little too hard.
Make an intimidation check.
I'm not unhappy with you. I'm just like, this is a bribe. Why do you not get that?
oh no,
Ow!
he didn't say we didn't get it.
You're welcome.
And I'll let him go, and I'll give him a pat on the back. Good man.
Oh, you can see the throbbing Looney Tunes effect.
As he's kind of holding his hand from that, I'm actually going to pull out one of the 1 gold gems that I got from when Renard shot the Wand of Wonder. Just pop it in his hand and be like, for your trouble.
Smack. Yeah. And Cylin seems completely oblivious to this. She said, wow, I don't get to go outside the conservatory very much. This city's huge!
Yeah, it's pretty big.
And she walks to the gate and goes, huh, what's that smell?
Ocean.
Ah, smells like... Ah. Reynard, do you know prestidigitation?
Yes, I'm familiar.
Would you mind?
I mean, it's a lot of air, still, and you kind of just have to get used to the smell sometimes.
She'd walk into taking your hat core and just doing this in front of it. But she walks along.
I'll use my innate just like wind control to just kind of like slightly blow things away from her nose. Just like
That smells like garbage with a breeze.
Congratulations, that's the best I can do.
Oh,
Potency
no.
garbage. Another 20 minutes to get back to your ship, but she will walk almost like she's skipping in her little sundress, walking past all of you.
Do we find a way, like the place to ask for a bridge pass on the way back?
Do you want to look for one?
I would love to look for one.
Actually, I think the question there is, are we approaching anywhere near where the city watch is housed?
There are garrisons at every major gate.
Yes, but we're basically if we're looking to talk to the city watch about becoming official representatives, where is the main garrison for them?
Port Authority would be the closest one to you.
So, we still need to keep going
So
down.
just check out. We'll go by there as a duck ward.
Yeah.
I think it would be a smart idea to drop Cylin off by the boat before we do that, but I can keep an eye on all we're doing that aboard.
Yes.
Stay on the boat and let you guys talk to the guards is. I think it's better on the boat.
Well, I mean, you're really good at talking to people. Maybe you should help us convince them to give us a gate pass.
Fine, I'll go talk to the guards.
Oh, you're so wonderful. Thank you.
I'm gonna.
Okay.
Nah,
I'm- I'm really terrible at talking to people, according to everyone.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you're
See?
really kind of mean.
I was never mean to you. I was very nice.
She pointed at
What
Renard.
they say about a child's intuition.
You're rude, Renard. And Tempest will pout.
And she will walk up and just right in the ribs.
It's mean. I don't have any muscle there.
Wiggle, 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 wiggle.
Stop
wiggle,
it!
wiggle. Try to dig, yeah. Finds out, oh, he's ticklish core.
Don't. And I'll look at Cor and be like, "Don't you dare!"
See, the key at this point is to get him when he least expects it.
Now I always expect it.
Oh, but I went for evocation. I could have learned illusion.
Don't
It's
make me
still
rise you into
time.
the air, little child. I'll do it. Your constitution's worth probably
Oh
weak.
my god. Did you hear they're opening up a couple more schools here soon?
Schools?
For magic. Yeah.
Of course.
What kind of?
Well, apparently there's one they're going to call, the School of War.
Oh no.
The School of War.
Have I heard of something like this before? Ew.
There is a, almost like a, make an Arcana check. I'm sorry. Our Reynard can make one too.
20.
Sure. Yep. It's it never fails. Reynard will roll ass in every stat he's ever built.
It's like it's poetic.
It's almost like a generalist wizard, but more specified on magic that is designed for battle and combat.
And Renard will phrase it up as, it's for someone who can't make a decision between abjuration and evocation.
Cerulean will kind of like give a look at that.
Right, Renard really needed to make that check.
Cerulean kind of thinks about it for a second, and he'll like whisper over, just enough for Renard to hear too, and he'll say, "We hear this, and now we hear that they have armies preparing to march. That's not boding well."
Not for the long term, it's not. But you don't open up a school for war just to cause issues now. That shows planning years in the future.
Exactly who are they warring against?
Well, it's not. That's something we haven't been able to figure out. They're sending them off for practice, and DM's going to have to remind me the name. It's like I always want to say Eisenhorn, but it's not Eisenhorn.
Ishnorn.
Ishnorn, yes.
It's taking them hobbits to Isengard!
They're sending off patrols to Ishnorn. They're sending military and regiments to Ishnorn, but as far as we know, there's nothing in Ishnorn. Except for the waves.
Package.
Could this just be them preparing for the worst? Should,
Considering they're replacing their nobles with, creepy people, it's probably not good.
If they're preparing for the worst, why would they just keep their army close to hand, defending their cities?
And if they're preparing for the worst, then why would they send their army out? Exactly. They're prepared to send off to a threat that they're not willing to disclose, yet when the Red Hand was marching through the Adanian Vale, what did they bother doing?
Nothing that we know of. I mean, they could have started garrisoning an army farther north. We didn't really check in.
But what if these people who are trying to cause issues are just hoping to weaken the town? Just slam the soldiers against another major power until everyone's weak.
Where are we right now, by the way?
That's what I was going to say. Like, why are we ever having any of these conversations where we're not protected from divination?
Good call. Yeah, that's a good point. Thank you.
So I was trying to keep a little vague there.
Good call. I got into the conversation.
Well, if it is, common knowledge that the Silent Dark have returned, then...
Maybe we should talk about this later.
And Sil goes, the who?
I
Yeah.
don't think anything is common knowledge in this day and age.
Let's talk about it later, 23.
You're the
Can I
one
be
who's
there?
talking. Yes, you can come.
Yes, I'm aware. I was talking. I'm sorry.
Anyways,
Yes. So, getting a bridge pass. We should do that on the way back. Port Authority.
Another few minutes pass, and you arrive at the Dawn Manor.
That's where the Port Authority is.
Well, you go through the Port Authority, doing on the way back.
So we
Well-
went... Wait, what?
I'm sorry, you mean on the way back when you're dropping Scylla off, or on the way back to the ship?
I mean, I
Yeah.
assume on the way back to the ship. Since we're going to pass through there anyway.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Bernard will take Cyllin off towards the ship post haste. He's not stopping.
Okay.
Just
I
because
also
he's trying to get her back to the boat.
go ahead. Sorry.
ahead, Zoe.
The whole thing with Scyllin having a very suspicious new friend, I doubt we may be sending her back. That's just my thought there.
Oh, good. Kidnapping.
Why is... Who's suspicious?
No.
I don't think that was something Cor was saying out loud.
No, that wasn't something that.
Yeah, Cor's not just saying in front of her. Yeah, should we send her back because she has a suspicious new friend? Let's not talk you up in front of a fucking 9-year-old.
nah, let's kidnap her. Are you okay with being kidnapped, Cyllin?
Who's a kidnapper?
They have candy? Magic?
Okay.
Get in the van, small child.
Anyways, Port Authority.
Yes, they will be lovely to talk to about getting us across the bridge.
So, if you can imagine, the Port Authority building, as you actually have been through it a couple of times at this point, is essentially the equivalent of going through a queue line or at the airport, where long lines of people are passed through, and everything they have is usually looked through. They have not given you any issues about your magic items or anything else to this point. There are people in charge that you can speak to if you so desire. Best as you can manage, they're very much middle management, so their total authority isn't entirely to be certain so far.
I fully expect you to say the DMV, and I was about to be like, oh god, no.
You're not. This is not hell. This is just Marcera.
Okay, just checking. Who do we need to talk to? Roman, you're good at this. Exactly who looks like a good person to talk to?
Huh. See, I would normally just hop in a line, but I feel like that might be the poor choice because then we get at the front. It might be the wrong one, but
I need to
Yes.
be there by like 3 o'clock. It's like at least 10 at this point.
Well, hopefully we catch someone on a good day. I'll see if there's just a general guard standing there.
You grab one. And what can I do for you?
Oh, my group here, we're Misfortune. I don't know if you've heard of us, but either way, we were interested in two things: seeing what we could do to help the watch. Serial killer abound. Trying to see what we can help with that, and we're trying to see if we can acquire a pass to get across the bridge to the other side of town. So, what line should I?
Well, you're gonna get across the town, and if you want to assist in the that investigation, I'd speak to Marshal Cromwell. He seems to be up on that bit. Would you mind going to meet him? He's in his office.
Yeah, if I don't have to stand in line, I'm fine.
All right. Just wait here a minute. I'll go get him. Everybody else, who is leaving?
Sounds like Renard's leaving. Anyone
Renard's
else?
Renard's
leaving with
taking
Selen?
Seal into the boat.
Okay.
Or would come with
I'd go with 2.
mhm.
Okay. So I'll get to you guys in just a moment.
Half and half.
Cool. The guard will escort you over to a rather austere-looking side of the building with a simple wooden door and a little star on the front. It just, yeah. Marshal, there's some people here to talk to you. Look like them Misfortune folks. There's a shuffle of paperwork before the door will open up, and you can see his armor looking nice.
It's clear.
Hey, how you doing? Oh, sorry, wrong accent.
I was like, wow, you've changed your accent completely the last day.
How you doing?
Excellent.
Gonna do
As
for
we-
y'all.
Well, as I was telling your guard friend here, we're looking to 1, help out with the investigation of the serial killer, and 2, wondering what it takes to get a pass across the bridge.
Well,
Yes.
I would be inclined to say them things are interlinked.
That's kind
Logical.
of why I brought them both up at the same time,
Well, as it so
Excellent.
happens, I could
Yeah.
use some assistance in that regard. The conservatory has been a pain in my ass,
Ages.
Yes, you didn't seem to be the fondest person of them when they came yesterday.
You can almost see the pained expression in his face. Why don't y'all come in? And he'll bring you in.
Also, Cor, are you here? I thought you were
No,
gone.
Cor.
Yeah, I said I was coming with.
Oh, you're coming with
Yeah,
us.
Mhm,
Yeah, I was.
mhm.
Yeah. Well, if we're doing that, then I'd stay at the boat. Then that way it's an even split at least.
Well, we have Tempest, Rome, and 23 at the moment, and Core apparently.
Well, I figure core would be good to convince people if people need be convinced.
I totally would have asked you to convince people instead of Roman.
Rude.
Roman's doing a good job.
Roman's doing great.
Roman can't
That-
lie.
That doesn't make that a good thing. That's not good.
Just means I have to pick my words carefully.
All right.
You can
so
see
this
him
would
go
you.
behind his desk and just kind of sit down in this burnished leather chair and lean back. Yeah, the Alacom. Man, it's been a real pain lately. It didn't used to be like this.
We've heard there's lots of changes happening around here of late.
Oh, you have no idea. I'm supposed to start arresting people who are non-human who don't have passes.
Excuse me?
Yeah, right?
Well, that's just plain racist.
Passes to be on this side of the bridge, or
Yeah.
Where did this racism crop up from? Just, I'm curious.
Out of damn nowhere, I just started getting orders up from the damn royals.
Interesting.
Great,
Man.
lovely. I need to really make sure I hold on to passes all the time.
Yeah, make sure you keep those things on you. I try to control it where I can, but I'm telling you, it's getting real rough out there. I'm not able to patrol the spots I can, and quite frankly, my guards are all but abandoned the other side of the water.
So, how do I put this? I assume these orders aren't going over well with the non-human folk.
No, it ain't. We've had a lot of issues.
Yes, I mean, I have a pass and I was a little bit insulted.
I can imagine. And the funny, you know what makes this all a little bizarre? The people are down with it.
Are they scared? Because scared people tend to do strange
Some are.
things.
Yeah, we had a lot of people. We're trying to get information. People ain't talking like they used to. I don't like it. I was thinking of resigning. I can't handle all this. Get out of here.
I don't like it either.
Stress
But-
is a hell for people.
Got a job to do and a serial killer to catch. So let's focus on that topic, shall we?
Indeed, my thoughts on that were we are well known, not to toot our own horns or anything like that, but perhaps it would help in a way to have some group like Misfortune aiding you in this endeavor.
And not to put it bluntly, but we want to help our friend.
And on top of that, we have some magic types, so maybe we can use ourselves as a bit of bait.
Well, I can officially deputize you into the military for at least a 6-month contract. That'll keep you well occupied and should keep the guards off you, and it will allow you access across the other side of the city into most places you ain't allowed to go.
That would be good.
Military, I do
Well,
have
not
questions.
military. I'm sorry, the guard force.
Okay, that clears up a lot. I don't plan on going to war for anything right now.
Me either.
And 6 months, that's quite a time, so say, like everything.
I was eyeballing it. I don't know how long it takes to catch y'all are going to catch these serial killers because I've had no luck. Every time I get a lead, the damn Alicom horns up.
Are they going to be a problem?
Probably.
Now, just to make sure we're, I've never been a guard before, so if we find something, what's the procedure we have to go through to make sure we're not, crossing
Look,
boundaries?
there's a lot of paperwork that's going to be a problem. Now, I could scratch most of that away with a couple of signatures. What I need y'all to do is catch that damn killer. That'll go a long way to fermenting your reputation in this city.
Well, we intend to, so this will go along perfectly.
Yes. Not a fan of this person, personally or professionally.
So, I'm going to tell you a little heads up on what I've learned so far. There's kind of a pattern that started showing up. It ain't just elves. But there's a radius starting to show, and he'll actually pull out a map of Marcera that he can arrange for you all to see. I haven't quite figured out yet, because the murders have only just started on this side of the city. But they really got started on the other side, and he points to a particular street. This here's Midsummer Street. This is where they got started. Generally speaking, a killer strikes close to home, if you know what I mean. Now, we've gone door to door for a lot of these buildings. Some of them ain't inhabited. We couldn't get into them. But if you all happen to find out what's going on.
Now, I know in the sense of Cerulean's grandfather, he was killed at his house. Have these bodies mainly been killed in their homes? Have they been moved? What is the general pattern?
Usually they're isolated. Day or night, doesn't matter. They're alone.
Are there reports of people being taken out of their houses, or are they generally in the streets when the
Yes.
attacks happen?
Yeah. Taken out of their house. Some of them been killed in their homes and dragged out to the streets.
But it's usually near their place of residence.
Usually.
How terrible.
Yeah. Whatever's doing has also got the ability to get through some walls and wards. Because some of these places, Mr. Autumn Halls, for instance, was pretty well secured.
That's true. Not Reynald, sorry. Cerulean said his grandfather kept wards up at their place. And he was
I'm not privy to what was going on with him, because he points to his badge. I ain't magic police.
That's fair. We can ask Cerulean and his mother about the specifics of the wards.
Yes, that might do well, because that will help us understand what on earth could slip through said wards.
And we have Renard as well. We have our own magical expert. He can assist us if need be.
I have a question, if you don't mind me asking.
Yes, sir.
What time was his grandfather found, Cerulean's grandfather?
Dawn.
Yeah, it was found in the morning.
And the guards who found him, I presume it was guards.
Civilian, actually, we were called.
Do you have any guards that patrol that section of the city at night?
Sometimes.
Or is it possible to get
Well, the Highmark Ward's usually pretty good. That's why we got the guards outside the gates. There are guards that patrol the city streets, but I can direct it to them.
Yeah, so 23, this is generally a safer part of the city. Some of the other areas, like the industrial ward, would have more guards, I would assume.
I was just wondering if there was a patrol that walks through the Highmark Ward at night, and if there is it possible to get the schedule?
I can get that to you if you all agree to work for us. Otherwise,
Definitely.
I can't hand it out.
Oh, that's not in question. I fully plan on working for you.
Without question. And could we... So, not that I don't love what they've given us, but could we get individualized badges or papers of some description? Sometimes we need to split up, obviously.
I can make that happen. Now, I'm going to tell you, if you start working for us, it's going to become public real quick.
I think it's already public that we're here, and that we're assisting.
Well, that's your call, but there are other people in the city that may not be so inclined to help you out, if you know what. Over the table, if you ally with a faction, some other factions may not help you.
I wouldn't consider this over the table. I don't know if I'd consider this allying. Would this be allying?
You are agreeing to serve the city watch. What part of that is not allying with them?
Out of characterly, if we contact some of the unsavory people before this really goes down, we may actually have a chance to at least speak with them and say what we're doing before.
So are under obligation to start it right now.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe we want...
Maybe
I mean,
get
we
the
already...
contract and then sign it later.
Yeah, so maybe we do that. But that means we do have to pull off the plan of sneaking into the ward.
Now, if you want to get across, I can write you a one-time pass. I'll get you across today.
That would be...
Just as a favor from me, and I will collect on it later, I assure you.
That would be appreciated. Is that for all of us or just for a couple of us?
That'll be for all of you. Don't underestimate what's going on over there. Guard presence is severely reduced.
Yes, I think we do want to know maybe what's going on over there. Just to be sure. Just to get the lay of the land.
Yeah. Get
Okay.
both sides of the stories.
And he will start writing out some paper slips. And he will hand the chits to all of you.
Will we be able to get back as well?
One time all day.
Thank you.
Clint, we really appreciate this. This has been wonderful help.
Don't thank me yet. Thank my recruiter.
Oh, and one last question. Will this pass let us... Do you have to go across the bridge, or will we be able to take the train? Just,
Either will work.
I don't think
Alright.
the train actually goes across the bridge, does it?
It does.
Oh, there is one that goes across the bridge. You're right. Sorry, Clint's picture was blocking that section of the map for me. Well, we need to get a cheap side anyway. It's not going to be like too much of a time saver. Anyway, go on.
All right.
I'll let the rest of our group know about the contract, working for you guys and all that. We'll deliberate and come back to you with an answer, most likely.
I appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
And he will let you all leave.
Oh, dear.
So now you know where the City Watch is based out of.
Yeah.
All right.
Most convenient location, at least.
Meanwhile, back at the ship, Cylin is skipping along merrily upon the dock, and as she sees it, her eyes just... Oh, it is so cool! Where's the sails?
Well, it doesn't have sails. He's gonna look down at her. I get that look. It's not a conventional sailing vessel.
I heard you could fly.
You don't need sails to fly.
you could ever see like a 9-year-old's head go red. She was about to pop from excitement before she runs ahead of you, running up the dock, and almost collides with Bertram full speed. There's just a thunk. She looks, hey, wow, you look a lot like Renard. Blonder though, and he just gives her a look.
Blonder and thicker.
Yeah. He looks down. Renard doesn't think you got a refugee.
No, I told you about this. This is the little girl I was going to give a tour today.
Oh, right. Well, and he'll kneel down, pulls out a little, almost like a little daisy, or not daisy treat, baked good, and just hands it to her, and she goes, it's a cinnamon roll. She just, in one gulp, inhales it. He'll just grin and then look at you.
That was nice.
When did you get attached to kids?
Yeah, I'm not asking that question.
All right.
Well, so this is the Dawn Runner. I plan on giving you more or less a full tour, but before we get anywhere, why don't I show you the place where all the magic happens?
Well, okay then.
And I'm going to take her to the war room.
Okay. She hears the password. She goes, huh.
It's not a password.
Oh, it just opens for you. That's right.
Yes, only the members of Misfortune can open the door. And he will kind of open the door for her. And as they step inside, the first he says, so Celine, about time. That little ordeal where you can't seem to remember anything about her. I just wanted to ask, how do you feel right now when you think about her? If she were to ask you to do something, would you feel like you should? Would that make you happy?
No. I mean, she always was very nice to me.
Renard is going to use his once-a-day detect magic, and I'm going to see if someone has any magic on her.
Okay.
I imagine she's carrying the wand that she's been given, so I imagine that's magical.
Trying to remember the spell if it does anything that leaves a lingering effect. She is not charmed. Not dominated. Does not seem to be under any direct magical influence.
So I don't see that on there, but she does seem to be. Hold on. I guess I'll make an Arcana check to see what Renard might think about this. Basically, he's trying to see if maybe her memory has been modified.
And that is indeed a spell. And
yeah,
it is entirely possible that this is what was used on her.
Would I know? Would I then know and question what would be needed to remove that? Because I, as a player, know. I'm asking what Renard would know.
Yeah. Remove curse, greater restoration.
Okay. Unfortunately, those are spells that I don't have access to, so yay for that. I'll make a note to ask. Or you came with me, didn't you, Cerulean?
Yeah, I did. So I can do it next level.
But not yet.
Not yet.
But not right now is what I'm hearing.
Don't you have remove curse?
If we're doing the unearth kind of thing, then I can just give me a date. I can do it.
You give you a day, give you a short rest.
No, it's a long rest.
He doesn't have
true.
the spell prepared.
Right, but we're doing the spell versatility thing where I can swap out.
I think you still need a long rest to swap out.
I do, yeah. Then yeah. Does Renard?
I thought you could reset spells on a short rest as a warlock.
You can reset them, you can't change them out though.
Ah.
Yeah, see, he doesn't have it prepared. He has to actually take a long rest to swap out one spell for that.
I'll tell you that I never play a warlock.
I've actually learned this from using your Tuesday campaign.
Okay then.
We should definitely keep that in mind. Celine, just don't treat Tyne any differently than you would anybody else, but just make sure that if she asks you to go anywhere, just make it known that you can't leave the conservatory. Just be kind of stubborn about it, okay?
Why? What's wrong with Miss Tyne?
She's just... And this is an odd situation where I don't have any idea how to explain to a 9-year-old why you shouldn't hang out with somebody that's a total stranger.
She's not a
Especially
stranger to her.
when they think they're really close. It's like, let me just put it this way: Tyne is not a bad person per se, but Tyne might. I guess I just can't explain it to you. Not without you. You know what, Cyllin? You're studying to be a mage, aren't you?
Yeah.
And you are destined to be a good one.
Well, I want to be one.
Yes. Now, what if you were to learn that somebody was using magics to make you think something that you aren't actually supposed to be thinking?
Well, that's not very nice.
Would you want to spend time with that person? Would you trust that person?
Well, not if they did it to me.
Yes. So, think of it how I'm looking at it. I'm not really aware of Miss Tyne. I don't know her all that well, and from what you told me just a day ago, you don't know her all that well either. So I think you should just be cautious around her. Don't bring it up. Don't accuse her of anything. Just whenever Miss Tyne asks you to do something, think about, should you be doing it? And then if it causes you to leave the conservatory, don't. Or worst case scenario, go to Angela. She'll know what to do. You can trust Angela.
Make a persuasion check with advantage.
It's like a weird dare program seminar.
18.
Don't do drugs, kids. She looks like she's genuinely confused for a moment, as if she's just trying to think.
Tomorrow you might feel a lot better about it as well. But just for today, I just wanted to tell you that. But let's not worry about that. We'll show you the rest of the ship, and we can spend the day
And
enjoying
just like that, sadness gone.
Renard will call on Tamari as well, and just let Tamari be like a little entertaining factor for her as we show her on the ship. I'm not going to show her anyone's personal rooms because obviously that would be rude, but we'll...
Almost like a 9-year-old with a cat is Cyllin trying to grab Tamari's tail and just kind of come here, you! Come here, you!
When she's out of the rooms, Sarum will say, "Just give me till tomorrow, and I can, if whatever's affecting her, I can probably get rid of."
Bernard will noticeably leave the wellspring out of the tour, not because he doesn't want to show it to her, but because he's afraid that if she somehow gets this information, I mean, it'll be a lot harder to get it out of her head than it would be out of ours. So he'll show her around, and he'll explain to her how it works. That these giant rings that cause, the giant discs, use this strange form of anti-gravity magic that cause it to be propelled from the ground.
Is it called graviturgy?
Where did you learn that word?
Oh, Miss Tyne told me about it.
Miss Tyne told you about it?
Yeah, that's what she is. Or so she said she is.
She said she's a graviturge.
Yeah.
Is that a new school?
She's studying magic just like the same as the Dawnspire. Huh?
Is she a Dawnspire?
No, she's not a member of the Dawnspire.
Oh, that would be so cool! I'm sorry, Zoe.
No, it's fine. I was just adjusting.
Do you know any of them?
Well, there may or may not have been one of the times where we met one of them very briefly.
Which one?
It was Celia.
She's jumping up and down her chair. What was she like?
Well, unfortunately, we didn't get a whole lot of time to speak with her. It was in sort of a dire scenario, and she was, I'm not going to say she was trying to save our lives, but she was trying to help us.
She was brave. She was very, very brave.
I read about her. She was so smart. She made the robot people.
She did.
She had a book. I'm gonna make a history check for her. Where are you?
I
Selene?
adore that she has history skills and stuff.
Oh yeah, Selene's an actual character in this.
How
Aww.
well did she pay attention in class?
Oh yeah, I got to find her, but
Well, depending on how she rolls, probably better than Reynard did, especially for the Dawn
on.
Spire.
All right, history. Hey, she go. Oh yeah, I heard that she wrote a really cool book about how to make them too. The Codex Automata.
Well, that's a fascinating little tidbit.
Yeah.
I wonder what happened to it.
I guess a lot of the Dawnspire stuff went missing, didn't it?
Yeah, a lot of it did. Some of it's even been found. Reynard just looks around him.
This was a Dawnspire ship!
Who do you think built it?
I thought you did!
Well, we did fix it up quite a bit, but no, we were not the ones who originally built it.
You guys are so cool! How do I join Misfortune?
Cyril will kind of say as a joke, it's like, to be fair, we did kind of find it accidentally.
You're so much cooler than the conservatory! And you treat me so much nicer!
Does the conservatory treat... Well, that's fair with everything going on. And did they treat you unkindly when you first came in, or was it sort of a steady growth?
I mean, I've always been bullied.
Well, those kids don't know what they're missing. Smart kid like you'll go far.
It's not something that you should have to worry about. And we're working on it. It's just time.
Yeah, I guess I really can't anyway. Archmage Madison says I get to help her, put stuff away and clean up in the transmutation halls. It's gonna be fun times.
You're working
Good
with
to
the
see-
Archmage of Transmutation as well?
Oh, I volunteered.
Oh. Yeah, that's...
She oversees some of the reliquaries. It's really cool.
interesting.
It's not a bad idea. Get to know all the archmages. Not a bad start.
She's very nice. You guys would like her. You're very, like you, Reynard, very broody.
Reynard's not sure if he should be offended or just accept that statement as a point. Considering it seems to be a term of endearment from her.
Surly will say, I promise he's getting better.
She giggles.
Well, I hope you've enjoyed seeing Dawnrunner.
I have. Just
Maybe
the
one
biggest...
of these days you'll get a chance to see it fly, but unfortunately we shouldn't be taking it out, otherwise we might not necessarily get in trouble, but it could complicate things. We had to stay in Mosera after all. We're going to be here for a while.
Yes. Don't you leave without telling me.
I'm not going to leave without saying goodbye. You don't need to worry about that.
Good. Because I know where you sleep now.
Well, so does Tamari.
Okay.
With that complete, I guess that's it. I guess we've pretty much done that. I guess we'll escort her back to the conservatory.
And I imagine in the crossing paths, you guys will all bump into each other once again. Oh, Miss Core!
Yes, hello, thank you. And Cor will put back her hat nice and snug on her head.
Looks much better on you than it does on me. Doesn't fit me yet.
In time, perhaps when you're a great mage, I will gift this to you and you can be fabulous as well as powerful.
I can learn enlarge reduce.
You could. But
Everyone in the
grew
party has
into it,
PTSD
it would be
from it.
better.
The guards will not give you any issue this time going through. They learned their lesson this time.
I'll hand Renard and Cora. No, sorry, Renard's really in their papers.
Did they make papers for us because we weren't there?
We would have gotten them for the entire. That's why I asked about
Yep.
the whole party.
It was a favor. We haven't officially agreed to anything yet, but we can go across the bridge once.
I suppose that will get us where we need to go for now.
So,
Okay. Where are we going? How are we getting there?
I guess it's time. It's probably about what, noon around this time.
Well, early lunchtime, brunch.
We need to start heading over there. I
Yeah.
was told it's 3 o'clock.
Took us that much time to wake up and go to the conservatory and then come right back.
It's
You just-
brunch.
Here's a thought.
It's like 11:30.
Perhaps not all of us should go.
I think here's the thing. He very much told me that, well, Renard sent him the message first. He did not answer Renard. He sent it directly to me. That said, he's going to know that all of you are acquainted with me, and if you come across the bridge, I'm going to have to come up with an excuse for that, because trust me, he'll know.
So, what are
See-
you wanting to go on your own?
I mean, he can't be upset with us for coming into the lower side of the city. If he is,
That's
he's an idiot.
No, I don't think he. Here's the thing. I want there to be a reasonable cause for you being there. Is there anything else that maybe the rest of you might need to do while you're down there? Maybe search, investigate?
Would love to look at the spire, as it is changed into a library, apparently.
Yes. 23, I think you, if you wouldn't mind, I'd very much appreciate if you still came with me.
Of course.
I wouldn't mind looking into just seeing if there's any people we used to speak with hanging around there.
Yes, I think having everyone nearby would be nice, but I don't necessarily want you there when I start talking to Warwick.
The problem I see is it's going to raise a lot of eyebrows if we, as a group, head into a rather unscrupulous part of town.
I mean, there's lots of places around there. I think they should be safe, just those two going off, and then we can all kind of poke about that
Oops.
side of the city.
Sorry.
And as I think as long as you're in a general vicinity, if there's any large commotions, you'll be fairly familiar with them. You'll hear about it. But, Roman, are you familiar with the Cloak and Stagger?
The Cloak and Stagger. Is that in the cheap side?
It's in Sheepside.
I believe I would be. Yes.
That's where I'm meeting Warwick. If you could maybe... There's other places nearby. There's other bars. Perhaps you all could look into the murderer while 23 and I meet. As long as you all have a reason to be there, I think I can explain it away to Warwick.
We'll find a reason to be there regardless. Not necessarily in the tavern, but we have a reason to approach that side of the city.
Exactly, that's what I was thinking.
Simple as that.
We'll stick nearby.
At this point as well, Reynard is actually going to cast Sending. And Reynard is going to send a Sending to Talric Graydon and just say, can we meet? We would like to discuss something.
It's part of the eye, right?
He is.
He's the leader of the Sightless Eye.
A few moments pass by. You know the message got there.
Mhm.
You do not get a response immediately.
Okay.
And then a moment will pass before I'll find you.
Making all sorts of friends.
Reynard just sighs and doesn't say anything.
Making all sorts of friends. To
Well,
Cheapside! Oh, go ahead, sorry.
I don't think he had an issue with you guys. It was Salen who you guys mouthed off to.
You know, some people deserve to be mouthed off to.
What would you guys like me to do while we're in Cheapside? I'm not quite sure where I would best fit in. I think me being with Tempest would definitely be odd. Like,
I can explain away 23, and 23 is very good at acting.
Just stick with us, Cerulean. Let them do their thing and we'll manage ours.
Just be on the lookout, Cerulean.
Which is a very good point, because as we are going to be making our way back to the city, Reynard is going to be investigating people. He is just looking for any strange occurrences that he can see on the way back. Like, I'm looking for coats that aren't blowing in the wind very efficiently. I'm looking for people who are stepping awkwardly through stones on the ground. Just seeing any, say, illusory magic that is covering people who it should not be covering necessarily.
Make a perception check.
That's a lot better than me.
Or investigation, I guess, if you're looking for illusions.
I was just going to look for
23.
people who hated me.
Yes.
Okay.
There it is.
I was waiting for it, like, it's taking so long. Where's that?
I was like, yes!
Okay. Walking along through the city, you approach the bridge that leads up to it. You haven't seen anything really standing out. But you see two guards, and sitting next to them, about 3 feet away each, are two constructs. And these constructs look relatively skinny. Spearman, generic guardsman construct number 422, if ever there was such a thing. But just the way their feet stand in the grass next to where they are in the cobble, it's like a bigger imprint with a smaller foot.
So once I notice that and I examine them more closely, does the illusion of them become more transparent, as illusions typically do?
It does, and I will give you a handout for that in just a moment. Oh, where are you, you bloody thing? Sorry, one sec.
These are constructs that have
They
this?
are.
Okay.
They are, and I have a picture for it in just a moment. Oh, nope, that's not what I wanted to press. Okay. Where did it get saved? Gosh darn it. Ah, there you are. I will move you to... Sorry, guys. Roll20 is fighting with me. One moment.
As Roll20 does.
Yes.
So we'll see them. Renard will just he won't immediately draw attention to it, but as they start crossing the bridge past the gate, he will point out that those two constructs had some form of illusion magic on them, and they appeared to actually be, and then describe what they looked like.
They are absolutely massive. Medium-sized creatures, but at the very definition of it. Armored almost from tip to toe, with an absolutely wicked-looking blade, very similar to how Kor does her sword, out of a side arm. What really strikes you as a little more peculiar is that there is almost this black smoke coming off of them. They look like this.
Ooh.
So they appear to also be constructs, just different constructs of that nature.
Yeah, but a lot more intimidating or cruel looking.
If I had to guess, then whoever's making the constructs is doing a lot more than just building those standard constructs. With what they have learned, and this may be something that either I'm incomplete information, or Reynard might be incomplete information, the individuals who seem to be responsible for this are, one of them is the Archmage of Transmutation, correct?
Yes.
They are one of the heads of the Magitech development in the city.
Yes.
So it seems to be a logical jump that they would have a hand in the development of these constructs.
There are others who are, but yes, that would be a good jump. Something that kind of sticks out to, I guess, all of you, 23 more than all, is they have the same basic structure as 23. These are not constructs. These almost look like Warforged.
Oh, so once I point it out to them, they can see through it as well.
Yes.
Okay. So that's an important vote. If we can all see through the illusion, then that is something that Reynard would help point out to them.
That's bizarre.
Curious.
Does it seem larger than 23?
Same build, body structure, size,
Ooh. So
almost shape.
So, and seeing actually as a point, the second that we realize that, Reynard will look at Cerulean, who was there for it, says, "Doesn't it seem like somebody might be using a certain book?"
I don't know how they would have gotten it, but yeah, it seems so.
Who can say?
They don't have-
see more here.
They don't have numbers on them, do they?
This one does not. No.
Every single one of them just has the number 25 on it.
These motherfuckers.
25-1, 25-2.
There's a little V next to it, V 2.0.
It is curious. They seem to be discharging. I don't want to speak too much of it, but I've not seen that before.
It's very peculiar, yes.
Anyways.
Why such security for this?
And where are
As
they?
we're crossing the bridge, is there a lot of foot traffic on the bridge?
No.
So aside from us, is there anyone on it? And since this bridge is almost, half a mile across, like, are we in ear distance of
You are
anyone?
alone.
Okay. So if we want to say anything, we should probably say it now.
Okay.
This is probably the best chance for us to not be overheard.
I will also cast Detect Magic and just scan to make sure there's no sort of illusory magic where people are invisible.
I approve of trying to
becomes
see if there's any divination. I approve of this.
Let me double check something. I'm sorry, I'm
Oh,
double checking something.
boy.
The sharks in the water are magical.
We knew that. Look at the size of it.
It wasn't really a shark
As
after all.
you-
It was the Kraken.
I don't know if Detect Magic will see it. I don't
It
think it
does not detect. It does not detect in creatures that are invisible, and it doesn't detect things that are. Ah, shit. Detect magic doesn't work against things that are technically invisible. You would need to see invisibility for that.
And it
So
doesn't
remem-
work on scrying either.
Remember, everybody, they can know when we use magic.
Well, this one is.
Detect magic isn't a big deal.
Yeah, I feel
know,
this one.
just-
This one's an invocation though. Does that count?
Just letting you
It
know.
allows
They
you to cast
know.
the spell.
Cast a spell. They know you've done it. Maybe.
That one.
Somebody knows. but
Actually,
they'll have to
Bernard would
come
know
back.
that better than I was gonna say that may not work against certain divination, but is as long as we're careful and still just don't speak openly.
It'll take you about 15 to 20 minutes to cross the bridge by.
For a
Well,
half mile?
It's like a 3/4 of a mile long bridge, right?
yeah.
Since we're all alone on this bench, and in theory
Like a half
nobody
mile.
is listening,
Theoretically.
theoretically, Cor would bring up something that's been bothering her. I've been thinking if this killer can bypass wards in order to get their victims, the ship may not be safe, no matter how much effort Reynard has put into it.
I assume we're not safe there.
Well, that would all depend on what the individual is using to bypass them. But that is one of the things that I mean to discuss when we potentially meet with certain contacts who we should not openly discuss.
Yes. 23.
Yes.
I just want you to know, whatever I say in there, I don't know exactly how Warwick's going to react to you coming with me, but I'm going to try and at least persuade him as best as I can that you're just there as a construct. Please take nothing I say personally.
Yes, master.
That's
How's
not
that?
funny. That's
That's
I'm
actually
just saying
something
that's. Go on.
I was just thinking this with Bernard pointing out the other one. What if he's seen it before, and what if he assumes the worst?
oh.
Everyone in the damn city seems to know who's a member of Misfortune.
Maybe I should go in alone then. 23, can you maybe just wait outside then?
I think it's not a big deal if they come in. If they know who we are, then
That's
I mean,
true.
how
if
much
they know
does
who we
the
are. They know who you're working for.
They know. The problem is not that they don't know who I am and who I'm working with. They know that, but they specifically did not answer Renard. They don't want you all to know something that they are entrusting me with.
I think the issue is more Tempest, a complete and total stranger whom they've never met sent a spell into their mind. I wouldn't
Yeah.
be appreciative of anyone doing that either.
I get that, but
my question is, how much did the general public know about 23 as an individual? Like, is it completely plausible that he could be a mindless construct? Sorry, 23.
It's also you, so it's not a big deal.
Well, if you also
Yes.
remember when we went into a few of the inns as well, they seemed surprised that 23 was talking and acting like
That's-
everyone else. So it's
That's
possible that they could still be surprised. I don't know.
that's true. In that
I
case,
think
never
you're
mind.
worrying about it too much, Tempest.
You're probably right. I'm sorry. There's a lot to think about.
I
23. I'm
would-
sorry.
I would feel better if you brought 23 with you, and I don't think it'll be as bad as you assume. But if you feel safer going by yourself,
I don't. Not at all. In that case, 23. I'd love to have you with me. In that case, I'll just go back to take nothing I say personally.
I never do.
I apologize for the confusion. I'm just I think aloud, and well, seeing that just sort of raised a few more questions.
No, I think Renaud's right. I think I'm just thinking too much.
As you all are finally getting close to stepping off the bridge, there is a single individual at the end, almost like a very navy blue leather duster, firearms at both hips, and a pair of daggers across, or short swords across the back. Elven figure, black hair, just one arm folded across the chest, the other arm covered, also covered, but completely covered in a leather glove that goes from tip to just bicep.
That's a, no.
I had the feeling we'd be coming across you on this side of the city.
Well, you know, it is what it is, I guess. I'll
Oh,
see
it's
you all again. Yes, honey, it is me. How you doing?
It's nice to see you again. Do you
excuse
still
me,
hate
who
me?
is this?
We should go somewhere private. Do you know anywhere that we could speak privately?
As a matter of fact, I do.
Don't
Follow
say
me,
it.
please.
Don't say it.
And he will guide you all to Burning Desire.
Oh, thank God. I was afraid it was going to be the Cloak and Stagger.
Yeah.
I was like, God
No.
damn it, not 2 secret meetings in the same place.
Kills back the sticker.
This
Surprise.
has been a fantastic secret meeting, but we should be going open door, walk next door, go into that door. We're here for the secret meeting.
Is there-
Go ahead.
Is there ointment we can get for burning desire? I want to make sure.
If
As you go in, it is very much a brothel.
Okay.
is it close to the Cloak and Stagger out of curiosity?
No. In fact, I
Different
will bring
direction.
up the map of the upper
Oh.
low mark ward for you.
That would be
Okay.
handy. Because I actually do know this area pretty well.
Be happy it's a brothel. It could be worse. It could have been a lotion salve joint.
This is cheap. This is okay. Yeah, this is totally
This is
different
not
area.
cheap side.
This is
Right,
the
I
upper
knew
low
that.
mark ward.
I still know this area pretty well.
The up low.
The up low, yeah.
Please,
So colloquially called.
no.
That is absolutely the district name. That's it. It's the upload now.
I had a character in it called Umlo. Now I'm never gonna be able to.
Could there be a low since there's a lower low mark?
Yeah,
Stop.
I already decided.
And there's a
that's
Milo, who is not just an
Stop.
adorable dog who is owned by Chris
As
Perkins.
Roman's from here, he's gonna.
Can
call
we
it
just go to the Burning Desire, please?
It's up the street
It
in the
is.
up low.
It is a relatively, despite being where it is, Talric will guide you through the city. There's a lot of people over here, crowded, almost living on top of each other, and the squalor of the previous districts is nothing to compare to what you've seen so far.
Is there a larger like non-human population here?
There is much more.
Okay.
And since also Reynard is still keeping an eye out for anybody who looks like they're casting odd shadows and such as to prefer. Just trying to get ideas, are there any people on this side of the city that are in the same boat?
Make another investigation check as you're particularly looking about. There needs to be a passive investigation,
Well, technically there is.
just never used.
It's
D&D
not
Beyond
ever
has it.
technically used, yeah. For reference, my passive investigation would be 19.
I'll roll
Holy
off
fuck.
that if that's okay.
Okay. Sure.
Gazing about, there are a lot of eyes on you, but a lot of these people that are watching you, almost like they're holding out money for alms or whatever they can offer. You don't see any signs of illusions immediately.
Tempest will hand out about 5 gold's worth in like silver and stuff to people who are begging for it.
You see a lot of elves, a few gnomes, a lot of halflings, and even a few dragonborn here or there. Tieflings, they're all the disparate races are represented here.
Awful.
Walking up to the front of Burning Desire, there is this, if ever there was an uglier woman, you'd have no idea of knowing. But this
Wow.
9 foot tall half ogre of a woman
I knew it was going to be a half ogre. I don't know how I knew that was coming, but I knew it was going to be a half ogre.
is just standing outside the front. Well, hello, Mr. Grey Dawn. And she'll open the door for him. And he'll look at you, Giselda, and he will make his way in. This way, please. And don't touch any of the merchandise.
Of course not. I wouldn't dream of it.
They have merchandise here?
Are you sure? Because
Tempest, do you not?
coin.
Okay.
It's a thought.
Walking
You get the
in
mental
are a
process.
lot of wooden tables, benches. Some of them have some of them are cushioned. Silken sheets hang from the drapes, but a couple tattered from here to there. But he will walk up to what looks to be a blank black wall or blank back wall. Say that 3 times fast. Go to a torch brazier, just chunk, pulls it, and this as it opens up, leading to a stairwell that goes down.
Down I go.
Okay.
Wow, that's a little bit more secretive than Beowulf.
We should get one of those.
We already fly in a giant ship.
Yeah, how'd you come about getting that, by the way?
Won it in a lottery.
I spotted it.
The lottery known as life.
Clever. Very clever, Raynar. Very clever. Where he
He's
actually
clever.
he leads you down a flight of stairs that goes almost 30, 40 feet before it opens up into a much wider spot. Torch braziers lit an underground cavern that expands almost 600 feet in diameter, where you can see carvings have been cut out for Darius buildings. People are hanging out where you can see them. Sounds of metal and clanging of swords as people are training. This looks to be an operation of some sort. And there's roughly 70 to 80 people down here.
This is not a small operation.
That's what I just said.
Well, Tempest is saying it out loud.
I just said that.
You muted, like.
I'm assuming this area is magically watered.
I was born at night, but it weren't last night. And as he walks up to another door, he will take his glove off, revealing an entire mechanical arm from bicep to fingertip. Pull it out, and there's as a key pops out, and he pulls into the door and pulls it open. And yet another door, metal, swings open and reveals a smaller chamber. Looks like an office room.
Is that new?
New to him.
Rome will chuckle.
Hi, Tier.
And then he'll lean over to Tempest and be like, "See, Kevin was saying, Kevin, you should have trusted Kevin and just went with the whole arm thing. This is
No, I like my arm.
you have to open a door with his finger."
I like mine too.
Care.
I like a man with a mechanical arm. It seems very nice.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Well,
Why
I
are
hate
you
to break it to you, but
surprised?
I had to lose my good hand for this one.
It's
Take away
okay. It's
my
much
left.
better now.
Yeah, unless you're playing Mysterious Stranger. Anyway. Sorry. Couldn't resist.
Inside the room we go.
No.
We'll bring you all in. Sorry I couldn't respond immediately. I wasn't in a good spot. Yeah. Take it you all have had some inclination of what's been going on.
Yes.
We're aware that something's wrong in the city, if that's what you mean.
Yeah, yeah. Well, what can we help you with?
So, how much do you know about what's going wrong in Marcella right now?
Fair amount. I have a pretty good source of intel. She'll be here in a minute.
Blake just had a really meta idea of who that's
Sweetie?
going to be, but obviously Reynard probably doesn't have much of a concept.
It's not Ruby. It can't be Ruby. Surely not.
No, I know exactly who it is. I see. Well, once we can establish what we know, then we can start sharing information so that everyone is better equipped. I'm assuming, just as a freebie, that you're aware that there are constructs, undead, things wandering about the city brazenly, and illusory magic.
Yeah, Silent Dark's here.
Yeah. It's also been revealed to the council. They're aware of that, at least directly.
Yeah, I figured.
But considering that most of them seem to be currently being manipulated, I don't think that changes much.
Yeah, we've been tracking on that. And as he's talking, there's a door will open, and in walks.
Lapis.
Ruby.
No. No.
It's not Lapis? Really? I was wrong. I'll take that.
In walks Cerulean's sister.
Oh shit!
Or, I'm
Is it-
sorry, aunt.
This is his
aunt.
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 Oh,
Your sister aunt.
I
have-
When your
so-
mother's your aunt and your sister's your aunt.
it's very very
Huh.
smooth.
It's Cerulean's
Your
aunt.
Your aunt is hot.
Blind in one eye, you could see that's got a really nasty scar over it. Looks like from some fight that was had a long time ago. Other
Apparently a
eye.
recurring theme in the family.
And she'll just walk in, close the door, and just walk up to Cerulean.
I was hi.
Whack!
Oh, ow!
I don't know who anyone is. Could someone explain?
Everyone, this is my aunt Kellen. Still, ow!
I don't know if he deserved that, but it was kind
What?
of funny.
I
Yeah, see, I don't like being walked out on. Mm-hmm.
Oh, you did deserve it then.
yeah. He'll rub at his cheek and he'll look at her and say, "I'm sorry. I missed you though.
Sorry's not going to bring back grandfather.
I'm working on that right now. I wouldn't be here if I wasn't intending on doing something about it." Oh.
Okay,
The
maybe
second
stop
one
with the
might have been a
hitting.
little uncalled for.
Yeah.
I feel better now, thank you.
No, Roman, not one more.
Missed you too.
Three's
Ow.
an odd number.
And then she'll just walk up and give you a hug.
Yeah, he'll hug her back.
Well, Talric, have you told him what's going on? And he'll shake his head. Not yet. I was waiting for you to get here, ma'am.
We have a fair idea of what already is going on, but we are curious to see if there's things we don't know and potentially things that you don't know.
Well, as far as we can tell, over the last 8 to 9 months, the city council's been doing a lot of new electors. Stuff's going through that didn't used to be there. First, we didn't think much of it. And then it started getting bad.
Yeah.
Citizens had to start carrying passes, identifying badges and markers, kicked out of jobs. Even the well-to-do ones, they're getting ostracized. And then we noticed people going missing.
Like notable people, or is this like just random?
Like
people?
like his grandfather, notable.
When did he disappear?
As far as we can tell, not even 2-3 days ago. We heard about it yesterday.
So it wasn't inside the house when it happened.
People aren't just going missing, though.
They're ending up getting killed. That's the second thing.
They're getting replaced.
I think, and this is my humble opinion as a non-mage, is that somebody is cloning and modifying.
Yeah.
Ooh. I just had a really bad thought.
So, go ahead.
What if the stillborn undead are the bodies that the serial killers are killing?
It's possible. Wait, what? But stillborn, what?
It's
Oh.
we're in a they have this place warded, remember?
Yeah, I know that. What are you talking about?
Among the individuals who are creeping about the city are members of the stillborn dead. That's why I wanted to contact you.
And
That is news to us.
that would make
Oh, well, we just delivered new news. Great.
Oh, we knew we were coming here for a little
So
drink.
this is going to be a huge waste of a spell scroll, but Reynard is going to use it just because I feel like it's poignant for the situation. Reynard is going to take out a spell scroll of silent image, and he is going to use it to create a copy of what they were shown by the princess. The march by of the two individuals. Basically, what they were seeing with his real eye and what he was seeing with his fake eye.
I might just have that spell, Renard, if you don't use your spell scroll.
It's a spell scroll. Don't worry about it.
Okay, fair enough.
Okay.
I don't have it anyway. Never mind.
And they will both lean back and look at each other. Yeah. Okay.
They're doing the same thing that the constructs are. Whoever is responsible for all of this.
This is definitely right by the Silent Dark playbook. Hard to wager money, Black Hand.
Why are the Silent Dark working with the stillborn dead?
How much do you know about it?
A lot.
A fair amount. We spoke with Nikolai Goodmain.
Okay. Silent Dark want magic above anything. They don't care where it comes from. And some people even say they were the first ones to show up with magic beyond the ninth.
Mm-hmm.
Basilia was the one to do the wellspring, but they were the ones to start casting the spells beyond. And I and many other scholars seem to think that it was not just the stillborn dead, but access to another one, something else beneath the earth that we don't know about, that they first got their magic from, learning how to use it.
But then why did they go to war with the Dawnspire to stop the stillborn dead?
Follow history, it looks like it got out of hand. But now the stillborn dead's gone, and they can use its magic.
They're not gone. You know they're not gone. We've had excursions with them.
Well, not the Silent Dark, I'm sorry, the stillborn dead.
We know the stillborn dead aren't gone. We've had excursions with them.
The actual stillborn dead is gone.
In full force, sure, but we've seen evidence in 23, better than anyone would know. We've run into them in this day and age.
The singular entity that is the stillborn dead is gone. Its minions and its creations are mucking about, I think is what he's trying to say.
The
What is the
Scions,
Silent
the
Dark?
Tropis, the Black Hand, whatever they're called.
Their philosophy sticks around.
What are the Silent Dark are making you stillborn dead?
That would be outrageous, but
Are they
not outside
created or
their
are they
realm.
pulled from some other plane?
Repeat that, please.
Are the undead of the stillborn dead, are they created or are they brought from some other plane of existence?
Created somehow, as we think.
That's why the Warforged were created.
From what I recall, they were in an obelisk, trapped, and they were let out. That's my vague knowledge of the
shit,
situation.
sorry.
You believe the old history that says they were imprisoned a long time ago by the gods. We think, and this is what has been going around, conversing from our own memory, a long time ago, we think Silent Dark lured the Dawnspire into a battle somewhere up in Edania to destroying something called the Ocelus Spire.
Mm-hmm.
And that explosion released the stillborn dead from its prison somehow. I think it got out of hand for the Silent Dark to control. Maybe they thought they could and it was beyond them, or what? Nobody knows for sure. But as the stillborn dead raged, the Silent Dark worked with them.
While I'm saying this, can Renard take a real good look at Tarek just to make sure, like, he just wants to confirm that this individual we're working with seems on the up and up.
Sure.
This is mostly about paranoia.
Get an insight check.
Insight. Roll good, Renard. That's not
No.
a good roll.
Hard to read. He looked concerned expression on his face, like he's trying to put all the puzzle pieces together. But
Yes.
this That's the past. What matters is what they're doing here. The Silent Dark care about two things: magic and a good fight.
Yeah.
Which I think, Callum will then say, is partly why you are here. There's nobody been to replace the Dawn Spire since they left or died. You are the next closest thing. So,
You think we're the next closest thing to the Dawn Spire?
No.
And when she said, actually, as she says that, can we not make a history check? Has there been anything like a group like us in the past
sure,
1,000 years that has gotten as far as we have?
sure.
13. Shit. Come on, Reynard. Stop rolling my crap.
There are a handful of groups here or there that are notable heroes. There's one that still exists today called the Knights of Rinmost. They live up in Rinmost Castle. They are an adventuring group of about 6 different knights who work together, or excuse me, 7 different knights. But as far as renown is concerned, you don't think of anybody's been able to stop a world-ending threat in the past 200 years.
So what? They're just doing this for the thrill of it?
Did they do this to get our attention to come here?
Why not? Look at what they did with the Dawn Spire. When they found each other, they found an organization that they could test themselves against, that they could play against, as if this was all one big game.
So what? This is our fault.
I don't think it's our fault. I think it's just
I think it
they're
is a
looking
matter
for
of
somebody to play the game against.
It is a matter of cause and effect, Tempest.
Yes, I suppose so.
You do a great thing, they do something. You go back and forth and on it goes until somebody is too strong and entire countries are destroyed.
And all the people in the middle suffer.
Yeah.
Just what I always wanted.
Lots to think about. And now, when you guys are talking about them coming out of obelisks or something like that, when they fought years ago, my mind immediately just jumped to outside of Darrow Shore. That obelisk, that
Similar, we think, yes. They used to hide from the stillborn dead's magic. You could disguise
they
it
be-
from it.
they be sealing a portion of them under the earth.
I don't know. But I will tell you this. There are places deep down and dark below that not even gods will go to.
That was an out of character laugh. That was not Reynard. Sorry.
Why do I feel like we're going to have to go to one of those places very soon?
Oh, I don't know about very soon, but next couple chapters.
Sounds like a DM talking right there.
I may or may not have written a campaign design called In Utter Darkness, but that's for later.
Good thing I had the spell out.
Sounds like a nice vacation.
Yeah, it's just cows.
An Underdark campaign from
Yeah, in
me?
utter darkness. I'll give you that one, Vitaly. That was good.
A cow level? What?
Yep.
Move.
Anyways, guys, we're also aware that the Silent Dark, so it's obvious that the Council of Nobles are being replaced, coerced, manipulated, or mind controlled into acting in accordance with what the Silent Dark wants. It's this long-term plan that they're trying to use to cause unrest in the city. And I'm starting to think that, considering their modus operandi, that things seem to be fairly simple in that they are doing this in such a way to tip the balance, not necessarily in their favor, but to unbalance an equation, to call it. And they're expecting us to come here and balance the equation. They're not doing this for any particular means. They could do it on a far grander scale if they wanted to. After all, we've seen what they're capable of. They're far beyond what we're capable of, and they've been doing this for more than hundreds of years before we even came along. I think what they're here, as you said, in this game, they are just trying to entertain themselves by moving the pieces in a way that is going to try and keep us playing catch up.
Is that why perhaps Cerulean's grandfather was targeted? Because
It would
They're
stir us
trying-
up.
yes.
It's why Cylin is being watched by an individual who a day ago she didn't know who existed, and yet they both claim that they've known each other for a year.
Who?
So everyone we know is in danger.
Who watches her?
A tiefling called Tyne.
Their face pale. Oh, dear.
Why do I get the feeling you've heard that name?
It was a pseudonym for a particularly foul Cambion we know as Tisiphone.
We think that she might have modified her memory in some way to make it seem like she's known her for longer than she has. We're hoping that we can get that removed here soon.
I will equate this to you. Vasilia is to the Dawnspire what Tisiphone is to the Silent Dark.
Yes, I
What?
find it quite strange that Tisiphone would, assuming this is Tisiphone, would.
Just watch a
She's-
child?
Yes.
I don't think it was for that. If what you told me is true, Reynard, I think it was a statement.
Yeah, Cole, I'm surprised. They're not threatening the child. They are making it well known that they are playing a game and that things that are important to us are well within their reach.
Ha-
Think of it as if we make a move that they don't like, say, I hate to I hate to treat this all as if it's one big game, but if we're being unsportsmanlike, then they can be too.
Is it possible to trick her though? Like, can we replace your young child with someone else?
If she's as powerful as someone like Vasilia, I highly doubt that would work.
Different kind of power, but yes. She's not, well, I can't say for certain, but she's not quite as magically inclined, but she has other devious methods.
If they want to play these kind of games, I say we play those kinds of games right back. Keep them guessing.
But we don't have near the resources they do.
We do.
Of course, yes.
We have a vast intelligence gathering network with the Silent Eye. If you work with us, we may be able to counter the Silent Dark before they do things.
Which kind of brings us to one of the reasons that we're here, Talbert. A couple of years back, you helped Ruby with something.
Yeah.
As you
She
can
wanted her
see,
phylactery.
well, yes. 4 of us have phylacteries inside the reliquary. So long as those exist, it becomes far more complicated for us to move around the city and act as we would normally.
You want to get your phylacteries out from under the conservatory.
We think it would certainly help us in our operations.
Well, that is an option. I also consider, like, you're speaking to someone who has no idea about blood magic whatsoever, but is there a possible way we could change the properties of their blood so that it doesn't correlate?
Just swap it out.
Well, there is a wish spell.
That with at the Colosseum, yeah.
I've heard of that.
Would that work on more than one person?
If you make your wish well phrased.
Interesting.
I do think though if we did try to steal our vials,
You would be hunted down and killed.
Exactly, and they would know exactly which ones.
The only reason we were able to get rubies is
You replaced it with another one.
Yes. We did.
And replacing 4 would be an even bigger task.
I assume ours are probably under a little bit more scrutiny.
And I can only assume that she is dead.
Reynard will just nod his head. In the destruction of the mountain.
Did she say anything before she died?
This is Zoe speaking. I remember her saying something. I don't remember exactly what it was.
Yeah,
Can I make a roll or?
There was like some stuff that maybe we don't want to share.
Okay.
I have it in.
I can't remember it.
Player
I had
me
it in my
actually
old
can't remember
notes.
because that was a long time ago.
Mm,
That was like
And-
2-3 months ago, yeah.
I had it in my old notes, and now I don't have my old notes.
oh yeah. Did your PC go boom or something?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Michael, do you know what it is?
I don't remember. I just remember there were parts of it that we probably don't need to share.
I know it's in my old notes.
It was something specifically for Celia.
Yeah. Which is
All I remember is her saying, this is out of character, this is not right, I'm saying this, obviously. I remember her saying that she acknowledged the fact that Celia was calling to her. She walked over, and Celia, at that point, Celia took over, and that was it. Ruby didn't say anything. But what Ruby did do is she left Reynard her file.
She said something before Celia took over. Like,
She did.
just before.
I don't remember.
And
that.
I'm struggling to remember it.
She said, "Find us."
Ah,
Mm.
Mm.
Did we just accomplish that?
Because Core knows more about Ruby than she's saying, but
Oh.
Or knows about Ruby?
you have it in your note that Celia gave you.
Oh, oh, one moment, people.
I think I remember
Lore.
correct. I think I remember correctly. She did say she would tell us like when we were not brooding.
Don't make fun of my noise.
I would never.
Yes, you would.
I would totally do it. I'm an asshole.
Also, totally out of character. Cerulean has definitely like stood himself a bit closer to Kellen because, well, family.
Aww.
So just to point this out, despite the fact that Reynard apparently can't remember because well past the month of automatic recall from my keen mind, Reynard will pull out the blood vial that Ruby gave him and just kind of set it on the table.
That brings back so many memories.
So you could bring her back.
What?
Theoretically, she gave it to me. It was the last thing she did before she died.
It would be expensive.
Could be.
Hmm.
Truthfully, I was planning on using it if I ever managed to get inside the reliquary. I was going to replace my own with hers. But at this point, it seems like that's not the best plan.
The reliquaries have been used to track down mages for 1,000 years and more. To keep rogue ones from doing things they're not supposed to assist those in communication. But if the Silent Doc ever got a hold of them,
They would know where every warm-blooded magic caster in the entire country is.
which is something they desperately want.
Yes.
If magic is their goal, acquiring more of it, then they will want that. Fortunately, that is not something one just easily accesses, even for them. We got lucky because there's a back door. I don't know if it's still operational. There is a teleportation circle inside the conservatory. It has been defunct for a long time.
Celine mentioned. I think, considering... Sorry, go ahead, Sean. I'll let you have this one.
It's just he'll just say this is a far bigger thing, and it would still require possibly the wish spell. Wouldn't it just be better to just destroy all the vials in the actual city?
That would be beyond the scope of Wish, by far.
And it would also cause some serious issues. That would suddenly mean that every single mage, every single individual in the entire country that is capable of magic would no longer have to be accountable for anything.
That's true. I was just thinking more
Necromancy,
like,
blood magic, all sorts of things could suddenly just become common practice, and you couldn't do anything to stop it.
Well, is it really fair to tie down these mages?
the ones that would do ill will, yes, but I was thinking more just if they're looking for all these warm-blooded mages to take, then at least they would be delayed, but there is still consequence in that action, if it were even possible.
I want you to also consider, Cerulean, what would happen if all of a sudden all the mages in the world are no longer bound to that? Not for what the mages could do, but for the backlash on that. If the Alakim Arcanum suddenly found that the blood phylacteries that kept all the mages in the world in check, or at the very least all the mages in Reichwald, to the point where they could safely be monitored or suddenly be destroyed, Imagine what means they would take to ensure those mages are no longer acting out.
It
It'll
could
be
possibly-
all-out warfare.
Yeah, I was about to say it would definitely start a war just all over the place with no signs of stopping.
Yeah. It
Sorry.
is a necessary evil.
Oh, this is a lot.
I'm very sorry. Exactly what I'm gonna kind of look at Cerulean, who I assume knows time of day because of his spell. It's like, what time is it?
Lunchtime.
Okay,
You still have a couple hours.
just checking.
It's okay. I'm not making use of cinematic time.
I understand.
So, now that we've laid the cards on the table here, Tarek, this is my proposition. The Sightless Eye have been geared towards ensuring the stillborn dead do not become an issue, well, since 200 years ago. Obviously, that's just an issue in the city, and we are going to need your help. But at the same time, our dear friend Core here had the miraculous idea of making ourselves the public face of the city and ensuring that the public knows that we are the ones who are going to catch this killer who was killing people in the streets and put an end to the one-sided and double-sided hatred that is coming about because of it.
It would
Basically-
certainly. Oh,
No, go ahead, Core.
It would certainly keep less suspicion on us in a way, because everyone will know what we are. There'll be reports of us. Perhaps another sect of us can go work elsewhere at the same time, and we will draw attention from them.
It also put us on the right side of the city watch. So by doing all of this, we could potentially work for the city, by the city, under the city's hand, while also investigating these more nefarious means a little closer to home. It would give us far more wiggle room.
Make persuasion check with advantage.
Can I let Core make that instead?
It's
No,
with
you were
You're
the
the
one
one
advantage.
doing
aided-
9/10 of the talking.
Damn
but-
it! Damn it!
It's with advantage. I think you'll be fine.
You'll do
No,
great.
I'm not gonna be.
That's
You
14.
forget I have a +2.
It's not bad. It's not bad. It's
Why
fine.
did I dump charisma, guys?
It's really not bad.
It's not. Damn it.
Working with the City Watch has not always been in the best interest of the Sightless Eye. I'm sure you're aware that our methods deviate significantly.
I'm not asking you to work with him. I'm just asking you to work with us while we work with him.
And what happens when those interests conflict?
Then we make a smart decision.
I pray you do. And he will say nothing more on that.
At the end of the day, people in the city, especially on this side, who feel like everyone of power is just, stepping on them, kicking them to the side, and leaving them, across the river like they're not even part of the same city. It could help
Wow.
having some people that are publicly trying to help. Something that can give them hope.
Seems to be in short supply here lately, Mr. Roman. Very well. I will assist you where I can. We will provide valuable intelligence when we know things that are going on. But, in return, we expect you to cooperate with us in that same regard.
So long as all of our goals coincide, I don't see a reason that that's going to be an issue. We all want to ensure the Silent Dark don't do whatever it is they're trying to accomplish here.
Indeed. All right. He will then stand up and open the door for all of you to leave.
Meeting adjourned.
It was a pleasure meeting you, and Cor will extend her hand for a shake.
Talric will chink chink shake it in return.
Robot shake!
Robot.
Do the
Screw
heart
it.
shake.
Cyril looked at Cal and I'll say, when can I see you again?
Depends on how much you cooperate with the Sightless Eye. Cerulean.
Oh, that's very.
You have to understand, I have obligations that I must meet, Tempest.
I understand. Just
I suspect you would. Leaving others for a long time seems to be something in your wheelhouse, doesn't it?
You
His
know,
family.
you know,
They were better. They were better before. Trust me. It's everything's.
Tempest is gonna like, is so close to saying things at that one.
It's. He will give a nod. He'll say, I can't explain it. It just right now it just doesn't seem to be.
Don't
the
explain
proper...
it to me.
So, just for a question, was that loud enough that all of us heard it?
Yeah.
Oh no.
Reynard will say, "You're right, and you're the same way. Haven't you been missing for 9 months?"
Snap.
Boom! Shack!
The difference, Mr. Montilier, is that I did not give up on my family.
What?
Wow, you assume a lot there, don't you?
You're right. Cerulean did give up. That's why he rushed home and went to his family the first sign of trouble.
He's more
What?
taking a shot at you.
Oh, okay. I was really worried. It's like, what? Cerulean
Yeah.
would never.
I know, and Reynard was just continuing to diverge that onto Cerulean. He's not making any comment about himself.
Tempest at that one, Tempest is gonna go like, nope, can't help it. Sorry, all the courtesy lessons are gone.
No, just he'll wave a hand at you and he'll say, "When are you free next? When can you take some time?"
I'm going to be on assignment watching the Exchequer building, something we think is happening soon, so we're going to keep investigating it. I'll let you know after that.
He will nod and he'll say, "I promise I will explain. I've already been near Mom and
Yes,
she's...
I know you're saving the world.
No, it's not that. It's not that at all. I just it's something grandfather was working on.
She does a Spock eyebrow.
It's something he's been doing for a little bit. It's like I said, it's a lot to explain. Just whenever you're free next, please."
Mm-hmm. Okay.
He'll nod and he'll like go for it, like he's thinking about maybe doing one more hug, but then thinks better of it since she's probably still mad. He'll nod and just turn around.
Okay. I think that is a good spot for us to take a break. Be back at about 5 after.
I am going to murder your family, Cerulean.
They listen.
And welcome back. So, as you exit from the brothel, Talrook will then finally remark, "Send me a send-in next time you're sure." And he will close the door.
Is this basically played as though we have not committed to two factions?
We haven't.
You're meeting them.
Yeah. Okay.
We're getting introed.
Yeah.
Club day.
Once we're like 5 minutes away, I'm gonna go over to Cerulean and be like, "Your aunt is beautiful. She's a witch. I'm sorry."
But they're stressed out right now for good reason. Everything that's going on now, my grandfather.
And that's a good reason to treat you like this.
I did vanish. I did.
You really didn't tell your family you were going out to save people. Like, why wouldn't you tell them that?
I told them that I was going out on something. I was out to discover something. I didn't quite know what. I just said I was going out to do that.
Was it like extremely vague? Like, oh, I'm going to find something. Say, I'm going to get breakfast and then come back for like a year.
It was vague. I didn't know what I was looking for. To be quite honest, I still don't have a very good idea what I'm looking for.
As you all are walking, I'm sorry to interrupt. Reynard, as you all are walking, you pass through a street you swear you've walked over 3 times already. And that's when it hits you. Like a sudden sensation of distortion, like your stomachs were turned over on themselves. And you kind of realize that something about the air, the world around you just goes wrong. It goes from day to night like that. And that's when you hear the heavy thunk, thunk, thunk of a machine-like entity approaching from a direction. And then another. And then another. And then two more.
Ready
Would I notice that?
And
Yep.
as you come around the corner, coming from around corners, you can see a darkly foreboding intelligence glowing behind the eyes of these automatons' eyes. Its joints seep hissing green vapors. Their heavy-set bodies clank with the heavy armor designs of a construct built for war. They let out a low hissing sound from their armor, quickly follow what sounds like a wraith-like scream.
I don't think they're here to have fun.
I'd like you all to please roll for initiative.
Dun dun dun! Time to roll like shit!
Not for Reynard, apparently.
Oh, that's not bad. I was about to say, the only time Timus actually rolls well
I'm
is in
sorry,
combat.
Vitaly.
Oh,
I
man.
know how that feels. +6 to initiative, and that's a
That-
7.
Look at my core initiative. It's even better.
Oh shit! I have traded out all of my combat skills at the moment.
So you're a
That's
land
unfortunate.
fighter. Good job.
I mean, I have one. I still have trip attack, but I
Full
don't have like.
reliable.
We'll see how well that works against these guys.
I
thought you
don't
only
think
ever-
they have anything to. Yeah.
I thought you only ever had trip attack.
No, I have trip attack. Well, the problem was disarming attack and maneuvering attack were shit.
Oh, it's like it's the only one you ever use.
Yeah. So I still can't. I kept that one,
All reliable.
but I also I'm using Silver Tongue and Studious Eye since we're
Where's our
in town.
Where's our squishy boys?
Our
Everywhere.
Squishy Boy is going first.
Not that squishy.
He's kind of squishy.
All right. I believe we are now at the top. Reynard, it is your turn.
I'm not hearing any music. Give me a second to.
Dun,
I can hear it.
dun,
There we
dun.
go. Just turn which one out. Looking around, Reynard realizes immediately that we are super surrounded, and he is. It's bright enough, despite the fact that it's dark, that we can see fine. Correct?
Yes.
Okay. I was just confirming
It's not.
that.
It's not like nighttime.
Twilight.
It's like light is held still in darkness. An eternal twilight feel.
Okay.
Twilight Princess, got it.
of.
Reynard is going to step around basically behind 23 just to give himself a little more cover, and he will launch a firebolt off towards this guy right of her.
Southernmost one. Okay.
Yes. It's
That's
going to
going
be
in.
a crappy roll because Reynard sucks at everything.
Wow!
Yeah, it just kind of
That
pings off the armor and skitters off. Does no real damage.
My turn.
All right. Tempest.
Tempest is going to come down here, kind of actually, I don't need to really interpose between cores. She's pretty reliable. I will come right about here, and I will take a couple of shots at the southernmost one.
Okay.
I will add a trip attack to this first one. Yeah, that's the one I have active. So the first one that hits is the one I add because I get to do it. Sorry, it's been so long since I attacked. I'm actually confused, trying to find it. There it is. 26.
Will hit.
I will add a trip attack to this, so that'll be an extra D8. I think it's still a D8, yeah. And it needs to make a strength save, which is it's actually different now. 8 plus proficiency. Oh no, it's still 16.
All right. You take a shot to the knee, and this massive creature falls to one knee.
Oh, perfect.
However, it does not look like it took a whole lot of damage. It's like tink. So the impact of the arrow connected.
At least it slowed it down. I'm gonna use my remaining 2 God, it's been so long. Is it 2 shots I have or 1 shot?
One shot.
Uh,
You don't have 3 attacks yet. You'll get that until 12 because you're leaving higher because you quit multiclass.
that's true.
Um,
I'm gonna take my next shot at the one over here on this one though,
all right.
since that one is technically prone, so I can't hit it as well. I'm so sorry I'm taking so long. It's just been so long. That hits.
All right.
That would be 13 points of damage, and I don't know if machines have to make the save.
Does this do you experience fear?
I hope so.
It does not seem afraid of you.
Cool. Well, I mean, I tried.
It's still going to tend on steaming ahead. 23.
I'm going to. Oh, I can do something now. Oh, I'm excited. All right.
I'm so sorry.
Oh, that's not. No, I'm talking about something. I'm going to go forward to here. And I'm going to throw the Shatterstar at this one.
Okay. As you get close to it, it does have a number right on its head.
What does it say?
47.
Damn.
Almost double your number. Almost.
I know.
Almost like it was intentional.
Still the. I'll still throw the Shatterstar.
Okay, go ahead, throw it.
That's gonna miss.
9 will miss. Is it? You just watch this creature just kind of go.
And then I will bonus action recall it.
Swords back to your hand.
And then remainder of my movement, I'll go here. And I'll say, I think I know them. And that'll be my turn.
Okay. All right. This one psychs itself up before it lunges towards Roman full speed. This massive bear of a machine uses all of its movement to get right next to you, Roman, and brings out this fist that glows with dark energy and is going to try to crack you right in the sternum at full speed. It's almost like black lightning. Both of these punches will connect, and as you take 16 points of bludgeoning damage, and I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Just what Roman's good at.
Yeah. Dying makes you better at these.
So good.
As a failure, you also take 8 points of necrotic damage, and your hit point maximum is reduced by 8.
Yep.
Oh, shit.
Okay.
Great.
That doesn't sound like a good thing.
Does this one also have a number on it?
It does. 17. All right. This one uses half its movement to get up and another half to get to here, and dash action to get to. I'm going to get it right up in Core's business, but that is its turn.
Aha! You were tripped, fool!
Cerulean.
Well, they're starting to come up on us. That's not good. Suppose I should start work on this one. First off, though, I'll use my bonus action to throw 3 healing lights over at Renard.
Renard.
Or not Renard, Roman.
I was like, but why?
Looking
Because
totally
screw
fine,
you,
but I
Roman!
appreciate the sentiment.
10 for you. And then I'll throw 2 Eldritch Blasts at the one coming up in front of us.
The one next to.
The one that's
Okay.
right here.
All right.
So 1.
23 roll hit.
Hey!
Double 27.
14, and so 20 points of force damage.
Both of these shots kind of peer off blunt chunks of its armor. You can see gears and clockwork beneath it.
Okay, well, at least that's going through. I will then move.
And additionally, there is a wraith-like scream from beneath its armor.
That's
That's-
disconcerting.
That's pleasant. Yeah, no, I'm just going to move myself up.
How
Actually, no,
curious.
I'm gonna stay right here.
Okay. This one's gonna choo-choo, motherfucker. Action, dash. And it's coming right at you, Cerulean, but that is its full turn. Roman.
Alrighty. So I'll use my bonus action to do a Hexblade's Curse on this boy. And then I'm going to give him 2 slashes with an Ari.
Okay.
1.
Rostanari.
That one hits, right?
Yes, it does. 20 will hit.
All right. So
3 what? 3 hex.
That's the three extra damages from my Hexblade curse.
Okay.
So that's a nice whopping 13, and then attack number.
Cold does minimal damage.
All right.
15 just hits.
Woo. I'll take it.
1, 10, 1, 3. So 14. All right. Ching, 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 ching into all this. You can stab into it, and you recognize beneath 23 there's wood and iron and steel. This is a lot of gears and clockwork. A lot of grinding noises.
Very weird. But that's it for my turn.
All right. The final Fellforge that got a hammer chucked at it's going to run right up to here with his 35 feet, and he's going to go after you, 23.
He's a dumb one.
Okay. I'm going to try to punch 23 twice, and we'll miss twice.
I hope 23 is smiling at him.
Core.
Or will, she's guarding herself against this Fellforge, and she goes, "You have no idea how satisfying it's going to be to finally use this spell." And she will cast Heat Metal on the Warforged, or the Fellforged in front of her in order to, like, basically meld it and fuse it together to itself. Like, I don't expect that to actually happen, but it's,
okay.
I love the visual.
We'll see if
You can hear in a natural scream from inside this machine. Some entity is really, 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 really upset with you. Once you roll that heat metal damage.
Possibly
Okay.
Beth.
No, there's actually
I'm
an entity
kidding.
inside of this creature.
Well, this is Zoe's assuming here, but I think they're actually the stillborn dead souls put into these Fellforged. So that's just
Possibly.
my assuming.
I find it really ironic too that their weapons are actually attached to their arms, so they can't like drop their.
Please tell me you just said ironic and not erotic.
I think
said
it was
ironic.
ironic.
Okay, good. Freudian hearing.
I was like,
I rolled exceedingly average.
That's why it's called the average.
incredibly average.
Aggressively average.
Yep.
All right. Unfortunately, the metal does not seem to be taking a whole lot of heat damage. It looks like fire doesn't quite do a whole lot to it. But there's something else in it that is yelling at the top of its lungs in pain.
That's okay. Heat metal persists.
Aren't these things resistant to?
Force, probably.
Speaking of, I have a bonus action. I am going to inspire. Let's inspire 23.
Okay. I need to reset the ASI.
Okay.
Reynard.
With Reynard, I'm going to move to here, where I'm within a whole good old range in the middle of them. He is going to pull his sleeve down, revealing that copper wire that has been set on it. And we're going to go back with an oldie, but maybe not as goody as it could be. I'm going to cast Gidley's Electric Loop at 4th level.
All right. They got to make some deck saves.
Because it's 4th level, I can sculpt it around all of my allies, so nobody will have to be worried about getting hit by this.
And 3 wisdom saves. 1, 2, 3. Wow. Okay. 17 is halved, but 3 of the 4 are stunned.
Oh,
I'll
snap.
take that.
Which 3?
I get there. I got to, because his attack roll interrupted it. All right. Pass. Fail, pass, pass. Fail, pass, fail, fail. Okay, so this one is stunned. This one passed. The one right here passed. This one is stunned, and this one is stunned.
So from what I could tell out of character, they look like they all failed the deck save, but one of them made the wisdom save?
Yes.
Okay. So they don't seem to be very dexterous creatures, is what I'm getting at.
They are not. They're very bulky.
Yeah, I figured that. I just wanted to confirm, see what Renard would see in character. And that'll be that. But they also seem to shrug off the lightning, too, much like they're shrugging off a lot of the other elemental.
Yeah, it looks like the elemental damage does not do an exceptional amount to them. All right, I can do the math real quick.
Fair
It's 17 is
8.
8, yeah.
That will be Reynard's turn.
All right, Tempest.
I was about to do a very defensive turn, but now that they're all stunned, I feel like it's time for offense. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. I'm gonna get over here. Is this water? I guess I'm standing at the edge of a lake. I mean a canal. Anyway, whatever. It doesn't matter. I'm going to take out. I'm gonna start drawing from my magical arrow quiver. So I will start tracking these shots, Beth.
Okay.
And I'm going to just launch 2 and 2. I'm just going to fire 2 at the one top and 2 at the one next to Cerulean.
How are you firing 4 shots?
Because I have action surge.
Ah, okay. I didn't hear that part.
I didn't get to that part yet. And these are all at advantage because stunned, right?
Yes.
Oh, I like that. That's good. Okay. First
If
2
you
are going
miss
to.
with your attack rolls with advantage, I'm going to laugh hilariously.
Anyway,
Natural one.
the +1 is only the damage I get, right?
Right.
For the arrows. Okay.
Attack bonus for the bow goes to the attack bonus, not the damage.
Right.
The bonus comes to the arrow.
That's just double checking. I don't have that
Yep.
modified into my damage calculations, so just add a +1 to everything I roll for damage.
4 arrows, but somehow all 4 meet Cerulean.
18 and a 16.
Those will both hit.
Okay.
Which one are you shooting first? This guy?
The one next to 23.
Oh, okay.
That is a 12 and a 14. And these are with the +1 arrows. That's why it's the 12 and 14.
All right.
And I assume those look a little bit more impactful.
They stung.
Okay. And the next 2 go to Ceruleans. 29 and 20. Those will hit. That'll be
That's a good
8
thing you had
damage and 10
advantage.
damage.
50,
Okay.
44 points of damage.
All right. And that is Tempest's turn. Chunk, 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 chunk,
Alright.
chunk. Yeah, that's right.
They don't look. They look like they're taking some damage, but they're tanky things.
I mean, I assumed that, which is why I just went ham on them. Oh, yeah, I've got to track.
If you were
I've
to
got-
wager a math formula, they're probably somewhere equivalent to 23 in terms of punching value.
I know 23 is pretty good at punching.
23. Speaking of the devil.
Yeah,
I'm-
we've encountered enough of his high fives to know that.
I'm going to move here, and then I'm going to take an attack at this one here first.
Okay.
Ah, I'm going to rage.
Ah!
How dare you look like me?
They recoil at that.
While stunned.
This is fear.
It's the
22.
Vegeta version of fear.
That's impossible! His power level's over 9,000!
So,
It's 12 points of damage. Whack!
and then I'm going to do 1 at this one here.
Okay.
That's just a normal one because that one's not stunned. 23. Hey, it's me.
That will indeed hit.
Damn it.
14 points bludgeoning damage. And then I'm gonna need because I raged, I need a dex save from that one that's going to be in front of Roman for 2 points of lightning damage.
1 point of lightning damage.
1 point of lightning damage. Yeah, regardless.
Okay. Anything else?
Nope. Action, bonus action.
Okay. The construct that you're striking, you can hear this screeching from inside of it, and you can hear the gears start to strain and bend as the creature starts to move in an immobile, horrendous fashion. It's like it's hyperextending. Before, in a moment, there is a flash of flywheels, gears, and springs exploding from it. And I need 23 enrollment to please make dexterity saving throws.
That's not good.
18.
Those will both succeed. You avoid. As you lean back at the last second, you watch all this shrapnel basically burst out of this thing. And inside, you can see this claw reach out and then get sucked back into it. Like
Creepy.
a ghostly black claw.
Did that
Wraith-like.
seem to damage the machine at all?
Yes.
Okay, just curious.
In
Do we
a
take
way, its movements are slower.
Weird.
All right. And that was its turn. This one is stunned. Cerulean.
Okay.
Get away from it!
That's the plan.
It's time to move.
Going to move here, and it's stunned, so I guess 2 Eldritch Blast, but because this thing is in
Daka
a-
Daka.
Right? The
Wait,
stun
what?
just makes. Oh, nice.
and 26,
Those will hit.
Yeah,
12, and 26 points of force.
Jesus.
Crashes into it. It is now bloodied. Or question mark. Damaged. There is a green vaporish smoke escaping from it.
Ugh.
All right. Anything else?
That will be it. I don't have anything for bonus right now.
Okay, that is its stun turn. Roman.
I'll stay put and no spells yet. I'll just whack this one again with 2 swings.
Okay.
Nice.
That's a natural one. That
And
it is.
Another
Oh,
one.
jeepers.
And that's a natural 20.
Oh boy.
Well,
That's
you
a lot.
pick somewhere in the middle.
That's a lot of damage.
Swing 'em high, swing 'em low.
19, 22, and 20,
Or just Snookatook.
25 damage
30.
total.
I'm not using a finesse weapon.
Oh,
Well, the cold is reduced.
Yeah.
Great swords are surprisingly not sneaky.
25. Okay. This one is damaged.
Alright. Yeah, I'll stay there.
All right. And they are no longer stunned.
Not until end of
Or into Renard's turn, I'm sorry.
Yeah, the end of my turn.
Core.
All right, Core's going to do the old 1-2 on the fellow who is currently melting from the inside out. So let's roll my rapier.
The old
Oh,
ones. Dear Lord, girl.
You also have advantage, so you can roll this again for the crits.
Oh yeah, that's true. That's a
Oh,
21.
sure, yeah. Okay,
Okay.
yeah. I did not improve my rolls, but
No matter how you slice it, you're good.
does a 21-24 hit?
Yes.
Alright.
I
Let's
16 hit.
10 points of damage.
Twink, twink.
Oh, also for my heat metal.
Oh yeah, you get to keep that up, don't you?
I do, for 1 whole minute. Oh.
Wow, that was not average.
That was decidedly below average.
Oh,
There's
wow.
still like a screeching, dying cat on the inside of this machine.
What are you doing to it, Cole? It sounds awful.
Oh, I'm burning it from the inside.
She
Oh.
said joyfully.
yeah, Tempest is like, cool.
Flag.
It's honestly the first time I've been able to use heat metal in earnest, and I'm super stoked for it.
Michael gets that. Tempest is like, aha.
As much as I want to hurt myself, question for the DM: do I need to make another Constitution saving throw because it hit me twice? Is it for each hit or only on a
It's
specific
a single blind attack.
hit? Okay. Just checking.
All right. Why is my looking like I'm no longer in the game? There it is. Renard.
The player just realized something that he can do with Gidley's electric loop, and it makes him feel really bad and guilty, but he's going to cast
Are
it
you gonna
again.
zap him again?
I'm going to use Gidley's electric loop again. I'm going to cast it at 3rd level, which will be enough to also shield everyone again. And since the 3 of them are stunned, they automatically fail the deck save.
Yep.
They only get the wisdom save.
Oh,
I just now realized how powerful that is.
That is dirty.
no wonder. Oh, that's dirty.
2 will fail this time.
Okay.
Oh, dirty.
All right. This
Hey, me
guy
do
is
5
still
points of damage.
stunned. This one is stunned. But the one next to Cora is no longer stunned, and the one next to Cerulean is no longer stunned.
Uh-oh.
That is 11 points of damage to all but one of them has to make a dex save. He fails, yeah, so it's 11 damage to Avril. Reduced to 5.
Take 5 damage to each of them. And since they're stunned, Reynard is going to take the opportunity to move around, and he's going to circle back to here. And that will be his turn.
All right. The ones that are stunned are no longer stunned, and some new stunned arrivals. Tempest.
Oh, you're not looking nearly as stunned anymore. I should probably deal with that. I'm going to shoot this one 3 times. Or at least as many times as it keeps moving.
How do you shoot 3 times?
Because I have War Priest.
Ah, you're using that ability.
I mean, I get it for like 4 times. I would like to use it as many as 3 times. I should probably use it a few times.
Go for it.
I'm going to shoot, and I don't have advantage on these anymore.
Yeah, if you guys are using special abilities like that, just call it while you're shooting.
Yeah, sorry, I had to remember what it was. So 21, 25, 19.
All 3 will hit.
All right, these are also with the +1 arrows, so that's so ignore
14.
that. That's 14, 8, and 10.
9, 10. Okay. It's still kicking.
Yeah.
It's about to kick me.
Yeah.
I will come over and interpose between Cerulean. Whoa, okay. Interpose between Cerulean as I fire the shots.
All right.
Well, I'll
20.
try to.
23.
Actually, there's better.
23. Can't hear you, buddy.
Yep, there we go. Okay. I'm going to slam the ground at this one here in front of Roman.
Okay. He can't make
Yes.
the dex save, so it automatically hits.
Okay. 23 points of damage, radiant damage.
Crack.
I appreciate how Reynard is now the CC'er.
Crowd control
It
is
wasn't
so much
supposed to be
better
this
than
way.
healing.
Yeah. Okay. And then I will go. Where do I want to go? I will go here.
Oh, hi.
Hello there. All right.
Hello, big boy.
General Kenobi, you are a bold one. You're stunned. But this one's not, and it's going to take its big, meaty metal fist, and it's going to try to thug Core right in the face.
It's probably mad about being heated.
Yeah.
That will also affect you, Core, if it hits you.
Yeah.
I thought it doesn't do that, remember?
It is on fire.
You
It's
literally
heated.
did this on the Monday game.
I did this?
Was it him or was it? No, it
That was another character in.
Oh, yeah.
Any
DM.
creature
Oh,
in physical
never mind.
contact with the object takes 2d8 fire damage.
Yeah.
Never mind, I'm thinking about something else.
Core would
I-
sadly be in contact.
I rolled, since you have to
Yeah.
use an action to cause it to flare up every turn, that it wouldn't hurt another creature you were hitting with it, but that's up to the DM's interpretation.
Yep. And this one will actually connect. Core, is it? Wham! It's
Can
going
I
to roll
use? Can I use my shield spell from the Lifebinder's Guardian?
You can!
I will.
There's a brief flare up as you bring up this kite shield, and it cracks. There's a resounding gong, almost like Thor's hammer hitting the
Cap shield.
cat's shield.
Very nice. I will. Oh, I only get to use that once today, so I'll mark that.
Yeah,
Yep.
you avoid the damage.
Sweet.
Fun fact, they used that sound effect in 3 different movies every single time the shield got hit. The same sound effect.
You all know what sound effect it is. That way we're good.
Pong.
All right. Cerulean, your turn.
Wow, we're all doing really well health-wise. That's surprising.
You're welcome!
Shut up!
I am going to move back a bit.
Yeah,
I'm
first
going
aid
to
back.
stick to my values and also CC. Please. It's okay.
I still got clear line of sight on him. Yeah, I'll fire 2 more times at him. But I need to get rid of him before he starts pushing up. He's not
Which one?
stunned anymore. The one I've been firing at.
It's guy? Okay.
Yeah.
He's got pretty much full cover courtesy of this columm right here.
Yeah,
Oh.
there's technically a column in the way.
Oh wait, so wait, didn't Renard? I thought that was never mind. I thought Renard was like standing on top of it for a little bit earlier.
He
I
was
mean, I was
next to
standing
it.
in this square.
Oh, okay.
There's like some room, but there's still a column in your way.
Okay, then never mind for that because that's in the way. Then it will be. You know what? I'm gonna help Roman. I'm close by.
All right.
Zap.
Bang bang. 16 will hit.
It's stunned too, so go for the crit.
Oh, right. So that's the first one, and I'll do the second one here in a second.
There you go.
Hey!
There you go.
12 and 18, so 30 points of force.
There is a flash of green light from this creature as the clockwork mechanisms around it collapse. And you can see a black wraith-like creature screech in rage before it gets almost sucked up into the sky and vanishes.
Cerulean will look over to Roman and say, "You good?"
I was worried it was gonna explode or something, but
I was too thinking on it, but glad it didn't. And I will throw one more healing light towards him. Just one. One. little cut. Just disappears. That'll be my turn.
All right. This Mr. Fellforged is going to take another look at 23, and it's going to swing at him with his big meat fist.
There's some things about that we need to not talk about.
It will hit 23 right in the gut for 10 points of bludgeoning, and please make a con save with advantage because you're raging, I think. You get con saves advantage?
No.
But you're also a beefy boy, so you should be able to make this DC.
Yeah.
But say, aren't you like pure con?
1 second here. I'm looking at some. Okay, yeah, it is that.
Yeah, you'll pass that. You don't take you take the 5 points of necrotic damage. However, your hit point maximum is not reduced. You take 5 points of necrotic and 10 points of bludgeoning, reduced to 5.
Okay, so 10 total.
10 total. Senor Roman.
all right. I will then swivel to here, and I will take my attacks at this one. Oh, so when this one actually dies, I also get healed because my Hexblade's curse. I will get healed 9 puntos. Thank you for that, Cerulean.
Unintentional heal, but heal nonetheless.
Accidental healer.
I was gonna
Don't
move,
forget
then I
your-
realized.
Sorry, and don't forget the staff change, Cerulean, that triggered an ability on it.
All right. So I will just go ahead and cast bonus action a normal hex on this guy and give him disadvantage on strength checks.
Which one?
The one I'm facing. This one.
Okay.
Oh, how many temporary hit dice did that creature have? It says how many hit dice did the creature have because of the staff of Yuriko Zaro?
18.
So do I get 18 temporary hit points?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Dude, you should see the weapon I just got in our Tuesday campaign.
Jeez.
All right. Well, I'll chop it nonetheless. Let me swap that modifier. All right. First swing. Oh yeah, it's stunned, so that. That damage.
14, 17. Okay.
And then chop number 2.
There you go. It's 18 and 21. All right, it's bloodied or damaged.
Yeah, I'll stay there. That's my turn.
All right, it is stunned. Core.
Well, same as what I did last turn. So we're gonna throw these. Is it still an advantage?
He's not stunned.
It's not stunned.
Okay. Does the 18 hit?
18 will hit.
All right.
She's throwing hands.
That's 4.
And that is my
Heat metal.
heat metal.
That was
An
an
additional
average.
3 and an additional screech on the inside.
All right. That is my turn.
All right, Reynard.
Renard's been burning through some spells here, so he's gonna revert from that. This one over here is the one that was originally wounded by Cerulean, and I should be able to see it from where I am. Assuming
Yeah, you
it's
get pretty
not
good.
totally covered. Reynard will draw out the Wand of Magic Missiles. He will burn off 3 charges, boop, 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 and he will launch those magic missiles off towards that individual.
Okay.
For a moderate, that's a 3 roll, it's a 15 points of damage.
All right, it's still standing.
And I will just I'll step back to, you know what, I'll just step 1 step closer to Cerulean, but other than that, I'll stay my ground.
Okay, Tempest.
Tempest is right next to this. It's a, what is it, like a pillar?
Yep.
Tempest is going to drop his bow. That's a free action, right?
Yes.
He's going to drop the bow next to the pillar and draw the rapier real fast. Bonus action on the way over there, cast magic weapon on it. So that gives me a +1 weapon rapier. I'll link it real fast just in case. That's the wrong spell. All right, there we go. Magic weapon. So I take my non-magic rapier, just slide out the rapier, it starts glowing, and I'm going to start slicing. Or poking, I guess, technically.
Okay.
So first attack. We don't do flanking here, do we?
When have we ever?
We haven't. That's why I was just verifying it. So 22. That'll hit. I didn't mean to roll that again. So 13 points for the first point.
Okay.
It's still standing?
It is not.
Okay. I will
Sorry, I
take.
was adjusting something since you now have a weapon on the battlefield.
What do
Also,
you
I
mean
just had to
weapon on the
update.
battlefield?
I just had to update my sheet because I forgot about the +2 to my attack spell.
Yeah. I will run over here to the one next to core. I will attack with that 11 and use my. I'm rolling the 11. I'm aware it's bad. I'm
God
going
damn
to.
it.
What?
It's supposed to be whispered.
Cool.
Sorry, carry on.
I'm going to run over here and kind of staying near the bow because I'm a little bit cautious about it. But I'm going to attack with that 11 because I've already rolled that.
Metagamer!
I was going to do this anyway! And I was going to use my Channel Divinity to give a +10 to that. So that's a 12 technically.
Mm-hmm.
I knew an 11 wasn't going to hit!
No. The bow.
What?
I mean, if you think he dropped it and all of us weren't going to pay attention to that, I don't know what to tell you, Beth.
Like, you saw how
23.
like close I was to that. Wait, hold on, I do damage.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Because I add a +10 to the 11, so
That'll hit.
10 points of damage to that one.
All right.
And I'll stay here, which is near the bow. I am like eyeing it still. Like it's a very prized weapon.
Okay. 23.
Question. Can I attack, recall, and then attack with my second attack?
Yeah.
Okay. I will do that then. I will attack this one with a thrown weapon. With a shadow shot.
Go for it.
I don't think that one's no long. Oh, it hasn't been Renard's turn yet. Has it?
They're no longer
That's good.
stunned.
Yeah, okay. That
Yeah.
is no longer stunned. I just want to make sure. Normal attack. That's going to miss.
Whew,
That's a clean line. That's a clean line. You know it is.
just checking.
And
I'm
then
Roman to get clocked over the head with a
I
hammer.
was like worried, concerned.
I'll recall, and then I will go over here and hit it with the Shadow Star as well.
Just flies between them and it comes back between them.
Roman could have kissed it.
I bet 12's going to miss.
It does.
That's my turn.
Alrighty. This Warforged is going to try to grab Tempest and punch him repeatedly in the face.
I'm going to take an attack at it.
Rude.
You have Sentinel?
I took Sentinel. This is a 16 hit.
16 hits.
7 points of damage.
Alright, he's still going to punch Tempest repeatedly in the face.
Go to sleep. Go to sleep. Go to sleep.
Tempest is going to be hit twice. For 14 and 11, 25 points of bludgeoning damage, and an additional 6 necrotic, and please make a con save. You do not have your hit point maximum reduced, but wham! Wham! That stings.
Muted.
I've lost my requisite amount of health,
All right.
and I'm not happy.
Oh,
All right. So, seeing that, I am going to assist. I will. What do I want to do?
the heat metal work punching him in the face? Yes, it would.
It would, damn it.
Core, please roll heat metal for me.
Please still roll
All
back.
right, I will. What?
Double A. It's
Oh,
extra.
right.
There's also a point to that. Since this creature's taking damage from heat metal, it has disadvantage on all its attack rolls.
I know.
It said
Okay.
unrecognized command. Let me try again.
Oh, guess it doesn't take damage.
I also have to
Yeah.
check something.
It says it doesn't recognize / roll. That's kind of weird.
Shit. Magic weapon is also. It's very extreme.
9 points
need-
of damage.
How those individual hits? What were they? 11 and what?
Oh, okay.
11 and 14.
14 and 11, yeah.
Thank you,
I
Beth,
need-
for rolling that.
Sure.
I need to roll some con saves for my magic weapon. Give me a second. Nope.
Okay.
Oh wait,
cool.
I have advantage of Warcaster.
You have Warcaster?
I don't. I saw War Priest and thought Warcaster. Never mind. I'm good.
I was gonna say.
Alright. I'm gonna jog up and I will dump a cure wounds into you.
That'd be great. 'Cause that started to hurt.
Oh God! I roll it from the spell list every time. I don't mean to.
Yes, you may not want to hit it while it's on fire. Just
It's
saying.
hitting me!
So you
Stand away!
heal 26.
Only it wasn't on fire. That would have been all the healing I needed.
Whose
That
fault is
is-
that? Roman. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah. It's rolling your turn.
Yeah.
He just did.
And then I'll move up here beside Roman.
Okay. Speaking of the devil, Roman.
Yeah, as I hear them all chattering back, they're like, "Don't worry, guys. You guys have fun over there as a group. I'll be over here fine."
And then Cerulean comes up next to you.
Well, I'm
He said without being bitter or angry at all.
Nope, no anger in that voice. I'll just chop them twice. Nope, that's not gonna hit.
Maybe if you hit things, we join you more.
Let me practice on you then.
Is that coming from you? Really, Tempest?
I actually hit shit in combat. That's the one thing I'm good at.
Do anything for bonus action? I do not. I will just stay here so you can't really go anywhere.
All right. He is gonna try to punch you repeatedly in the face. That he is.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, no. He's gonna go right here over to this column and try to break it off.
Excuse me, sir.
He's gonna beat the shit out of us with an obelisk.
He
I was not
rolled
ready.
a 21,
Oh, that probably
and with a great
accomplished
crack, he shoves the column and is trying to push it onto Tempest.
it. I'm sorry. What?
I want to make an improvised weapon attack roll. Excuse me.
I'm just gonna be very bitter about the fact that everything, even things not near me, want to attack
This is
me.
just
Yeah, I rolled
hell.
Unfortunately, I rolled a 17.
Haha,
So,
it doesn't hit me.
Tempest, you. Whoa! This column slams into the ground right next to you.
I'm
The
just
real
gonna look.
question:
Where's
now
my
that we
bow?
have to
Where's my
ask.
bow?
did that pin the bow under the obelisk? Because it
It
was set
did.
against the obelisk. Okay.
It did.
You son of a bitch! That's very expensive.
Maybe
Oh,
we should
no,
practice keeping
poor
a hold of your bow
Whisper.
more.
Whisper just got crunched.
Oh, poor
It's a
Whisper.
magic weapon.
Magic weapons can break.
I am very upset right now.
No.
It's like Harry Potter. He gets his wand. Is like, oh.
It's one of those YouTube videos. Which is stronger, the legendary relic of the Dawnspire, one heavy obelisk?
No, in this
That
case,
could've-
the obelisk was the hydraulic press.
What? I'm trying to think of that thing that we have. What was it? The obelisk encounter. What is that damn thing called? the thing inside of it.
The obelisk encounter.
Malfashioning?
Yeah.
The
The Nalfashim.
yeah.
Yes.
That
You
thing
could have
fucking-
released an Nalfashim, sir!
Somehow there is a meta going on as Shalia burns and sneezes. 4.
Oh boy, it is Cora's turn. So heat metal lasts for a minute. It hasn't been anywhere close to a minute yet, right?
4 rounds.
4 rounds? Okay, so this is the last round it could possibly be burning.
No, it
Yeah,
lasts 10 rounds if it's a minute.
10 rounds. Okay, never mind then. Let's
Yes,
just.
Wow.
Ooh.
Unfortunately, your rolls.
Ooh.
Somebody give Core a bigger weapon because she's got higher strength score now.
Yeah, now that I have strength, I can actually use a good sword and not a rapier, but that's a later core problem.
You can use strength with rapier.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Can you?
Yeah.
Yes, for
It's
that.
a
I
finesse
thought it was
weapon. You
a
can use
straight
whichever's
up
higher.
finesse.
Well,
weapon.
finesse is whichever's
Use
higher.
your-
Choose.
Okay. Yeah, next turn. Strength.
Core's gonna go, screw this! Stab!
Yeah.
It's no longer
It's
what
just
it
like-
was, just like shanking.
I'm super tired of being dainty about this. I'm just gonna stab it through you.
I love the irony of Tempest like drops the bow and just suddenly is like slashing things with a rapier just like naturally. Like this
Core,
is so
those,
easy.
Unfortunately, those will not hit.
I gotcha. Yeah, that'll be the end of my turn, since that is
Alright.
my attack and bonus. Oh wait, the heat metal. Sorry.
Wow,
God, my
you are just
rolls
getting
suck.
worse.
Okay. This creature is gonna try to do a thing.
I thought whatever it is trying to do it.
Why is it says whispered? Why is it not whispering?
That's a good question.
Motherfucking imp just wants to screw me over. Unfortunately, he's not able to do what he wants to do.
I was like, if an imp can fucking lift that pillar, I will be impressed.
Reynard.
My turn was actually going to try and mage arm the whisper just because I didn't want it laying around, but since it's pinned under the pillar, I'm not going to pay any attention to that right now. I'm going to
safe.
move. That's 25. I'm going to move here. Just going to step over the pillar. Nope, I can't go to there. I can't do that. We're going to go to this side instead. And he's going to
Did
move
you just
here.
go through Rowan and Ramen?
No, I
Well-
was measuring it out when I did it.
He can go this way.
Yeah, I'm going to go
Fine.
that. I'm going to go basically along this way
Okay.
to here. Reynard is going to wave, just basically place his hand in this creature's mouth, or not in its face, snap his fingers, and a booming thunderclap will release, as I want to see if these things are good against that. And I will sculpt it around Roman so he doesn't get hit by this either. It's a con save.
Wow.
He will meet your save.
And he takes half.
There is a bong inside of it. It is not resistant to it.
Good to know. 4 points of thunder damage, and that will be my turn.
All right. Tempest.
Tempest is not happy, but not gonna go deal with the one who just dropped a fucking pillar on his weapon of choice. And I don't have a magic weapon anymore, and I don't want to cast it because I need that second level for the other things. I'm just gonna start stabbing very irately. So let's just start stabbing. I don't have a thing for. Yeah, just take a +1 off this, so it's just whatever this is plus 15.
15 will, 16 will hit.
15.
That doesn't have the +1 on it.
15 will hit. Just.
Okay. I will throw a superiority die on this one. It also doesn't do +1 damage, so that's just 13, and let's throw a d8 on there. So that's, I assume the 13 is halved.
It is not.
It's not a magic weapon.
Oh, I didn't say it was resistant to magic. Not magic resistant. What?
Oh, it's the arrows. Okay, just checking.
Well,
Just making
no,
sure.
it's more of your arrow, despite hitting it, just didn't seem to do a whole lot because the thing is tanky as heck. I'm sorry for not qualifying that.
Oh. Yeah, that would have changed some things.
Like shooting an arrow into a Rathalos. Just tink, stop that.
Okay, I assumed that meant resistance. Okay, got it. In that case, that's 20 points damage and needs to make a strength save. And a 14 doesn't hit because of things.
He natural 20s.
Well, I'm happy about that for him. I will throw a War Priest in there and try again, so 25.
Okay.
For 8 more points of damage. And I'll throw another Spirit die on that. Wow.
He is hurt.
And is he tripped at that time?
No.
Cool, just checking. Okay.
Stop it, cat. Excuse me. You
Like
plastic-
imagine Tempest is just stabbing in this mechanic. He's just screaming, "I'm very irate."
I am very irate!
I'm sorry. 23. Your turn.
I am going
Kill it!
to
See,
roll a
Tempest like
D- I'm gonna roll a d6 first. Nope. And I'm going to Shatterstar it.
You see Tempest being about as melee as you ever seen him.
I'm going to go reckless attacks on this.
Okay.
I'll do it, Margaret.
24 to hit. And 20 to hit on the second.
Yes.
For 23, oh god, math, 14 plus 13, 27 points of damage.
Easy
Goes down.
And then I'm gonna go to this one, and I'm gonna flex, and I'm gonna shock it.
Dab.
How does one flex as a robot?
Oh, by the way, I meant to ask this before. What are the other two numbers on this one and this one?
You don't need to flex as a robot.
What did I say? 47, 17.
Mm-hmm.
26 and 33.
Super crucial, Beth. Absolutely imperative that we know this.
I'm keeping track of my Storm Legion peoples, and I'm gonna flex on them and zap them. It's gonna be possibly 3 points of lightning damage,
Okay.
or possibly
No.
1 point. No, it's gonna be 1 point of lightning damage regardless.
Yep.
That's my turn.
Okay. Cerulean.
We're just crowding around this dude. I'm just gonna be safe. Sacred Flame.
Oh, he rolls a pair of natural ones.
So that is it. Oh, it doesn't have my +5 for some reason. So that is a 15. Radiant.
15. Okay. Roman.
All right. I will keep up with my normal stuff and just give it 2 chops. Hya. Nice.
Miss.
And hya.
That'll hit.
Alright. 20 altogether, but that's 2.
Yep. 16. All right. In its last desperate throes, its body starts to shake violently like the other one before the gears start to spring. The cogs start to fly out. I need Cerulean, Roman, 23, and Renard to please make dexterity saving throws.
Ow.
Ow.
Renard fails. Roman passes. Cerulean really fails, and 23 will pass. And you take approximately 17 points of piercing damage.
I've got 110 hit points left.
Ow.
All right. And then it will collapse dead. Because that was the last of its HP.
23, can you help me with this stupid machine? Not you, it.
Renar, what's your passive perception? 15.
15. I think Tempest actually has a higher passive than
Mine's
I do.
16.
16, yeah. Tempest and Reynard, you hear a faint flapping as something goes away. And after a moment, there's a sound of the barrier failing around you. It looks like daylight again. The pillar is right where it was left up. Whispers on the ground, but the pillar is right there.
All right.
The
So I have
bodies
a
of the bodies of the Fellforged are gone.
Is going to a brothel in this city somehow bad that would warrant us getting attacked? Just curious.
Well,
They attack by
apparently,
creatures that would not. disguise. This was a blatant attack.
Were these very clearly familiar? Like, as in, yeah, I probably fought with these guys, or are these just something
They're-
different?
The way they are designed is reminiscent, but it's rudimentary.
Okay.
Rudimentary creatures of
Blood
iron
and
and
flesh.
steel.
Somebody's copying you, 23.
Well, not me, but Celia.
And
At least
Ron-
No, they're copying your
Design.
design style.
Renard, did you hear something when that? Just a
Something
second
was
ago.
flitting around, yes.
looks like for all intents and purposes, nothing happened here.
Does Whisper have any like obvious like marks of a pillar falling upon it?
Whisper is fine. It's an artifact. It's not going to get destroyed by one little colony.
Right. It's less. It's less I'm worried about breaking, more along the lines of like I'm a little bit like, what just happened? Was that real or in our minds?
You feel like your god's really pissed off. You're like, mm.
Does Roman still feel a bit weaker, like i.e. his health
Yeah.
points?
Yeah.
Well, it feels real.
Your wounds are there, but the physical manifestation of what happened around you is gone.
I don't like that. Okay, well, we can't. No one needs to go anywhere by themselves, I think.
I just had another thought. They were able to make it into like this own little thing, like place where it looked like it was night, but it was actually day. What if that's how they're targeting people and bringing them away? 'Cause
Yes, getting the other mages. You make a lot of sense there.
It's almost like time stopped for us for a second.
And that would explain how they would just vanish and no one would know how they would get their rewards or anything. If they were in their own different place, then it's easily just they can do whatever they want in that section.
A single mage against 4 of those things? Yeah, not good odds.
Now, those things were not necessarily what killed your grandfather Cerulean, and the attack and the damage is different, but
No,
the method of operation could absolutely be what was used.
I definitely think these things weren't the one that's murdered my grandfather, but I do think that the magic that was used in it was probably used.
I agree. Something is foul here.
I think if we end up in another one of those, whatever they are, pocket plane things, somebody who's a little more gifted magically should see if there's a way to get out of it. So in case someone gets caught, we know how to escape if we don't want to fight whatever's in there.
It's a little more preoccupied at the moment, but I'll definitely see what I can find out about that.
Figured I should at least put the idea out to the group. Maybe there's a physical way of getting out if you just get far enough away.
Anyway,
But-
we should probably keep moving. I don't want to stay around here too long.
Yeah.
In case someone realizes we didn't die like we were supposed to.
Yeah, let's get down to Cheapside.
Just for a question, what time is it?
Probably about 1 or 2.
Oh, good.
Confirming.
Yeah. Oops. Oh, what I wanted to do. Yeah, whatever happened, there is no trace of it in the material plane.
And there was still nobody around here either. Still
Not
empty
really.
streets. Mm.
Yeah. I mean, now as you're moving around the city, getting away from it, there are people.
This was targeted, obviously.
I
They
think
picked
it's
this
just-
spot.
Do you think it's just their way of letting us know that they're aware?
I think somebody was just showing us that we are not safe in the city. That we just can't move around freely as we see fit.
That's correct.
Yeah, if they seriously wanted to get us and kill us, they would have sent one of their own, probably. That was a warning.
Yes, while that was intimidating, it didn't seem particularly designed to kill us.
I think if they wanted to, they could have used that and, well, I'm not entirely sure, but if I had to take a guess, they decided to do it to all of us. Theoretically, they could have just chosen one of us and picked us off.
That's comforting.
I think that was deliberate.
Perhaps it has a radius. Like you can't pick one person unless they're utterly by themselves. Like, the fact that we were all together may have been a safeguard in a way.
Either way, we shouldn't be splitting off.
I think this definitely hammers in the fact that we should do our best and not split up as best as we can.
Okay. Walking to Cheapside.
Cece's there.
All right. So you are going to notice as you are walking through the city that you do have to cross over a bridge that goes over the tracks of a train. It is built into this side of the city, although there is no currently a train running at this moment. Crossing this bridge, you make your way a little further east than south before you arrive at the gate into Cheapside. It is well guarded on this side, and you can see no less than 40 guards out and about.
Jesus.
Some of us were going to
Jesus.
split off here, though, right?
I think we were going to split off in Cheapside, like around the Cloak and Stagger, not basically not going in, but staying in the general vicinity. Just because it seems like they want me to be alone.
We run the issue if we split off going into the next side of the city that somebody may not have the passports they need to get out.
Well, we all have things now.
For the day, for once. What happens if it takes longer?
Well, I mean, we'll head back to the ship before night falls.
That's right. And those were just permission to get across the bridge. That was not free permission to go wherever the hell we wanted.
It was permission to go, Bone.
Go, it's good across the bridge. It'll get a free day pass. But the guards will let you in.
Cursory glance over them. Any of these guys giving off funky vibes?
Based off your 19? No.
Okay.
All right. The cloy of reek and decay comes to your faces as a small side portcullis is opened for you all to enter into Cheapside. And immediately you are grafted with the smells, sights, and senses of a place that reeks of death, mildew, and decay. The houses here are ramshackle. Many of them are burning barrels for heat, tents, and whatever people can find in scrap. Nothing here is over one story that you can tell, except a couple of buildings here or there. In fact, even from the gate, you can clearly see the Cloak and Stagger, a nice two-story building, roughly 300 to 400 feet away.
That's our destination.
All right. Walking through the streets, nobody seems to pay you a whole lot of bother, although many people approach you just begging, particularly towards Reynard and 23, not 23, Reynard and Cerulean.
You may want to hide your emblems here.
Ard will just keep his hands dutifully in his pockets. It should be noted he's not really carrying a whole lot of coin right now. All his coin is back on the Dawn Runner.
Has Cheapside changed much? Like, has it gotten worse in...
It was never the nicest part of town, and it definitely hasn't gotten better with age. Cheapside has always been a shithole.
Has it always looked this crowded, though?
There's a lot more people here.
I'm just gonna look at Roman because I get the feeling he's been here and be like, it's more packed, isn't it?
Everything looked bigger then. Or back then, I should say. So...
Well, yes, but still, the streets didn't feel this crowded.
And as you're walking, having that conversation, somebody just kind of shoulder checks into you, Roman, just a thump. And you see this very well constructed, bright purple skinned tiefling. Pair of wings that just kind of spread off her back, like an overcoat just hung over her shoulders, and she kind of, hey, watch where you're going.
Roman, check your pockets.
Yeah, that's what I was about to do.
Renard just looks at her and says, "What are you doing, Lapis?"
What?
Renard was described Lapis before. Remember, Bertrand told him about Lapis.
Yeah,
And
but
she'll
we
just-
don't know.
She'll just lean in real close. You look really fucking familiar. Do I know you?
I think you know my brother. You punched him in the face yesterday.
more specific.
Oh, don't say that. That's just going to get you punched in the face.
She's gonna get in real close, and you can smell booze on her breath. She been drinking. Yeah, you do look kind of like him.
Yeah, it's a family resemblance.
You got a cleaner look than you, though. You look like you fell down a mud pit. You know, Mama saying, and she'll lean back and just grin.
Well, you look like you kind of drank one, but to each their own.
I probably did, but what's the problem with that? And you, and she'll watch it to Roman and just kind of poke you right in the chest. You watch where you're walking.
I was walking here first.
I don't give a damn where you're walking. You
Yeah.
watch where I'm walking.
You should know better than that. Cheap side bumping into people. Everyone's gonna think you're a pickpocket.
What are you gonna do? And she gonna just chest bump.
Me three will stand in front of Roman as a staturing 6'4".
Really don't want to chest bump him.
She's actually, if you were to compare muscle mass, she's built. She's got a lot of moxie to her, so to speak. And she just kind of looks at 23. I could take you.
Oh, I'd like to see you try.
Are you joining the tournament?
Hell yeah. You think I'm going to be stuck in this shithole forever? I tried to marry my way out, but Bertram's got some stick up his ass, so I got to find another way.
Ooh, what?
We need to have a talk with him later, anyways.
Yes, we do.
It's not as bad as you think.
No, you seem like his type perfectly.
I don't know. I kind of think I'd like the idea of her joining the Montelier family.
Wow, what a sneak attack from the road!
There's that sneakertook.
Explain to me the concept of marrying up, please.
Um,
I wish to understand it.
That's
So when you marry into a family that is typically well off, you gain a portion of the prestige that joins into that family. You gain part of their name. Technically, it's not the full ownership, but you do gain part of the prestige of being a part of that family. And while you don't gain immediate access to, say, the funds of that family, it does typically come with, say, some things as a dowry, and you do attach yourself to whatever the individual of that family does possess. Basically,
Out of
it's
this
marrying.
shithole. That's what you
I
do.
see. Quite a good idea. Not going to lie
You
there.
just roll up on Corm, arm over your shoulder. I like your hat.
Oh, thank you. It's quite nice.
And she'll boop, 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 put it on her own head.
I think it looks a bit better on me, though.
Yeah, the horns getting away, don't they?
Yeah,
Little
she's
bit.
as she's palling around. I'm actively watching her hands for
Her hand-
to see
She
if
is
she's
not.
diving
She
in
is
the
not
pockets.
thieving. She is not the thieving type.
Cyril's just watching this and just like a bit of like mental eyes. He's like just looking back for like, what the fuck?
Also, if she's as big as they say, I doubt she could really pickpocket very well. I imagine it'd be
No,
like
she's
somebody
about
trying to
7
shove
feet.
a ham into your pocket.
She's about 7 feet tall. She's a big girl. Very Amazon-like. Anyway, what brings you all to Cheapside? I know Mr. Montelier here. His rich ass don't belong here.
Well, I came to see the library, but I think I took a wrong turn.
Oh, yeah. Silver Guide's the other way.
Hmm.
Yeah, I think.
Might as well give you all the tour. And she put her arms over her head like she's just stretching and just walks along. Where y'all going anyway?
No in particular. Just showing them around. They haven't seen this side of the river.
You're showing somebody Cheapside. Look, Blue Man Group, I was born at night, but it weren't last night.
Excuse
That's
me.
Blue man group.
I'm Blue Abadi Abadai.
Renard walks away from this conversation.
Oh, excellent.
Abadi Abadai. I'm done.
I could not. I've been wanting to make that joke for 9 months now.
Congratulations, you got it. You feel good about yourself?
I do.
Okay. Just checking.
Everything she's been waiting for.
It was.
I'm not gonna go with Lapis. I'm just kind of like, I'm sorry. I have things to do.
Oh, you want a drink?
Where are you thinking?
I know somebody who knows exactly who want to talk to you.
To who? Me?
Yeah, you, blue boy.
You
Do
seem to...
you give people blue balls, or is that just
Yes, I do. What does that matter?
just curious? You
Glad
look
I
like the
walked
kind of
away
guy
from
that
the
could leave somebody hanging.
Hearing the blue ball
Yes,
comment,
they indeed
that's about
are
the time
hanging.
Sterling
I don't-
pulls away.
Okay, yeah.
Already a block away, done with that conversation.
But before because oh wait, no, Lapis probably never mind.
I was like, you want more of that conversation? Please say no.
No, I was gonna try to get Lapis away from us so that we should get in trouble.
Oh, she's leading in the direction of the cloak and stagger.
I'm just sitting
Okay.
here going like, damn it. Who's the person who wants a drink there, Lapis?
Oh, you'll see him. I already kind of knew you was coming. I ain't gonna lie. I was told to greet you.
Son of a bitch. Alright, well the rest of you can join. I'm sure Lapis here is probably not going to keep things secret.
Yeah, they know you're coming.
Fine.
Somebody sent a message. Somebody sent a message. She's really toasted.
Right. Alright then. Yes, I would love to have a drink.
Oh, heads up. And as she does, you can see this gentleman just out of nowhere, also probably blindingly as drunk as she is, take a swing at her. But it's like she leans back and the hand gets redirected at just the right moment. And he just gets tossed to the side right at your feet, Tempest.
That's a nice
Watch
little
out for that.
trick.
Watch out for drunks around here.
You know, I've seen quite a few around here, you're right.
We've got this, like, homegrown hooch we got going. Comes out of the river water. It's not very good, but it'll black you out if you really need it.
I've heard of it.
Well, let's go.
Alright.
And she will guide you on into the cloak and stagger.
If given the opportunity, Tempest will kind of look in like one of the alleyways that he's very familiar with from his growing up and see if there's anything just sentimental. But he'll keep following her.
They make a perception check.
Me?
Yes, you.
Oh shit, I was gonna cast Enhance Ability on myself before we came in here. Can I still do that?
A little late now.
Yeah, I figured.
Also, 23.
18.
If you need to, don't forget I lent you that charm.
What's that called?
Let me get it up real quick.
Something about deception or like charming? I don't know.
Yeah,
Confidence
it's like
strong.
yeah, the confidence charm. So if you wanted to intimidate, you would have advantage for it. So keep in mind.
I will kind of point out as we come in, like, let me originally do the talking, but feel free to chime in as needed.
So walking into this tavern, it's a saloon-style open door. As it opens up, in the center is a nice, good, roaring hearth made out of stone, upon which there are about 18 different tables around in a center square. Two stairwells lead up to a second story, where looks like another balcony layer is above. A very square-shaped building with a chimney that goes kind of right up the center. Sitting with his back to you, seem to be talking across back and forth with another lady whom you don't recognize, Tempest. Is she'll look up at you, and then she'll nod to the gentleman, not that gentleman, but a gentleman, and he'll turn about and look at you, and slowly stand up. You've got a lot of guts coming here after what you pulled.
I had to come back, Warwick. I'm sorry.
Then he just starts grinning. And he's going to reach and give you a hug.
Tempest will hug back and just kind of be like, you know, you gave me, do you know what, I was so worried when you sent that back to Renard like that. That was...
Oh, is that you? And he points to Reynard.
Fuck off.
Good to meet you. Sorry about that. You know what it is. Random people talking in your mind. All that going on lately.
Yes, but still, man, that was terrifying. There's so much. Yeah, there's just. How have you been?
Not here.
I figured as much. Got a good place?
Yeah. Yeah, I do.
Okay.
And he
Happy
looks
you.
to the woman, who will nod, and she will cast a spell. She gestures towards the door nearby, and where a tavern door once stood, next to the wall next to you, and a door will shimmer into place.
Kind of eyeing people around like they don't notice. Just like
But people
I'm
see
not
it.
saying
People
that.
see it happen.
Okay, fair enough.
Do I recognize the spell?
Make an Arcana check.
I know exactly what the spell is. At least I think I do.
Illusionary.
I
God
think I do too.
damn it, Reinhard! What is
Okay.
wrong with you?
Not a clue. Neither of you. But as the door opens in, you are all let in, and beyond the portal is a magnificent foyer.
Oh,
This is Mordenkainen's magnificent
Magnificent
mansion.
mansion.
I was thinking Demi-plane for some reason.
It's going to be a step down from that one.
As we come in and kind of like everyone comes in and closes the door behind me, like, is this safe enough?
He'll look towards the lady, who will then nod, and she will walk out. Yeah, he should be good in here. Arms folded across his chest.
This is nice.
Warwick, what is going on here in town? Everything's different.
Well, if you can't tell, I'm being made a patsy out of.
I've got that. I got the general sense of that. Nightfall's being blamed for these murders.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that's definitely a thing that's happening.
Yeah. I'm going to surprisingly assume that's not you.
Well, I ain't gonna lie, I never got along much with the Empire, but that definitely isn't my thing.
I know there were certain people in the group that never agreed with the Empire, but I didn't think they would go this far.
Well, it gets worse. Pretty much
Okay.
everybody is dead or captured.
All of them. So
Yeah.
the raid was a success?
Yeah, we did all right for a while. Then people just started going missing.
Senda, Vina, Rio?
All gone. Vanished. Gone like a fart in the wind.
That's... How have you escaped notice or
I
eluded
spent most
capture?
of my time in here.
Seems fairly useful. This does seem pretty safe.
It's not becoming so. They're going to get me eventually. I got to get my people out.
Do you know where all of them are, or is it just something you're assuming?
If I were a betting man, and you know I am,
Indeed.
I think the Alakam got them.
Lovely. Well, how much do you know?
We'll get to that. Hey, Magic Boy, you know where my people are? And he points right at Reynard.
Why would I know where your people are?
Ain't you with the conservatory?
I'm a member of the conservatory. Does not mean I'm a member of the Alakim Arcanum.
We've also only been in town for about 2 to 3 days now, Warwick.
All right. I ain't gonna lie, we're kind of lost in what's going on. My eyes are blind. I know something's going on, and I know it's got something to do with some bad group that showed up into town.
Bad group.
Well, ain't nobody like this to come up till now, shoving into my territory. Y'all should see it. They got these, like, I don't know, confessors, they call themselves, going around radicalizing groups out in Cheapside. You ain't seen them?
No, confessors.
And Cheapside for all of 10 minutes. What are these confessors?
It's like they go around and start spouting this nonsense about magical superiority and how the humans are keeping them down. And
Oh, lovely. So not only is there anti-everything else sentiment on the west side of the river, there's anti-human sentiment on this side.
anti-magic,
Yeah.
pro-magic.
Right. Right, sorry.
This city is about ready to tear itself apart if this
Yeah,
continues.
Yeah.
so-
As I said, this came up out of nowhere in the last 6 to 8 months. I think somebody just moved in, and they ain't showing their hand yet.
From the sounds of it, one little tilt on either side, it can start an all-out civil war.
Yeah.
I don't understand. So, they've captured pretty much everyone, and yet they're just using you as a patsy. Are you?
Well,
Is
sure.
there, are there anyone? Are you the only member left?
Yeah. Well, aside from my helper over there.
I need a moment for a second. Just give me a moment. So just like gripping his head, just kind of thinking, just like, what is going on?
If you don't mind my asking, Warwick, right?
Yeah.
When did people start using your guys' group name against you? When did that all start?
About 6 months ago when the murder started.
And it was immediate. That they just
They
immediately
start blaming it on me. Yep, because it used to be targeting high-level nobles.
Hmm.
Or high-level mages, one of the two. Yeah, mages.
Was Ironblood the one who started targeting us, or was it someone else?
Didn't say.
I like how the bar music seems to make
No,
its way.
low-key I'm vibing to this bar music right now.
I was like, what? Are they singing out there? What is this?
There's some
Leave the door
junkers.
open.
Sorry.
But either way, they, I think the Alacom's got him at the Judiciary's Hall.
Honestly, I'm surprised. I know, right? It's crazy. It's hilarious.
Somebody's drinking outside.
I'm honestly surprised Cinder hasn't blown up the entire place at this point.
Hard
Or
to
maybe
tell.
he has.
From the sounds of it, they just again, I mean no offense to you, they might just be keeping you for the fall guy.
I mean, they definitely are. It seems like that.
We've been the boogeyman from Marcera for a while.
What's preventing them from just removing you and still just using your name?
Not that they caught me yet.
Rourke, you're wonderful, but they seem to have a lot of control.
Well, I have the fortunate side effect that Miss not Greydon,
Mixing up secret societies.
Miss Galefire out there happens to not be registered.
Wish I could have found a way
Here's
to
a cup, you heathen.
leave me alone. I'll just be like, I really wish I could have done that as well. Unfortunately, a couple of us got registered the moment we came into town.
Hmm. Well, that was your mistake walking right up like you did.
We haven't had the luxury of being unnoticed.
Yeah, I caught that.
Yeah, unfortunately, unlike when I left, this has been a bit of a spectacle.
Look, I can help you where I can, but I need my people back first. And they are probably still a little cheesed at you, I'm not gonna lie.
It's fine, we're quite cheesed at him too.
What
Really?
did I do to you two, Cole?
But he's got such a wonderful personality. Are you
Really,
still
Warwick?
Are you still an asshole?
I've been trying my best to make him be kinder.
Asshole.
By
You
the
know,
way, it's nice to finally meet all of you. I'm Warwick Arathor. I'm his mentor, sort of.
Yes, everyone, Warwick, everyone.
Cerulean will extend a hand out, I suppose, and say, Cerulean Autumn Hall.
I
Pleasure.
taught him how to use that, that's a pretty fancy bow you got on there.
Yes, I still have the rapier, but I replaced the crossbow a while ago.
Hmm.
And to be fair, Tempest, I never really had an issue with you. It's just so easy to rib on you at this point that I keep doing it.
He reacts to everything.
I do not!
It's true. It's quite true.
Wait, I just reacted to that.
He does have a magical way of just finding whatever could get under somebody's skin and just really getting that.
He
splinter.
got voted by Nightfall as world's most punchable face.
You know, I really did not I didn't nominate myself.
I still think so.
I think that was Vena's. Vena did that. I'm fucking certain of it. Anyway, I really don't appreciate us. There are bigger problems, and well, I'm talking about how punchable my face is. I don't like that.
Cerulean just reaches over and just pats your shoulder. It's like, it's okay.
What's your name, big man? He'll look towards 23.
It's okay, 23. You don't have to act soulless.
My name is 23.
This fucking music.
That's great. I'm trying so hard to be serious. It's so hard.
I just heard the do.
Right?
I liked it when there were voices just cheering and singing in the background. It was really mirthful.
It's a little bit different atmosphere than the eye.
Also, sort of. Black markers.
Anyway.
Nice to meet you, 23. Very nice to meet you. Anyway, I wish I could help you out more, Tempest. I really do.
I appreciate you doing anything for us, Warwick. I just am happy to see that you're not, well, dead.
Not yet.
I didn't really assume you would be. You're quite difficult to pin down. Alright, that said, we have been talking to other groups in the city. Just to be forthright with you, we're trying to figure out the best way to deal with a lot of these problems.
Yeah, I can help you out. If I get my group back, I've got the best eyes and ears in town. You ought to know you were part of it at one time.
Yes,
How
I
do you
don't.
feel about us working with the city guard? Just a question.
Well, I currently have a 4,500 gold bounty on my head, so I'm not exactly thrilled with the prospect.
I could pretend I've never seen you.
Yeah,
What if we had?
ain't gonna lie. You ain't got the most trust in the faces. I like your hat though.
It's a wonderful hat. She's quite yes. But
I'll be honest, I'm terrible at lying.
Really?
He kind of is. We may have to work with these groups, or we may have to deceive them. I don't know. Everything's up in the air at the moment.
To be fair, working with the guard comes from a place of earnest. It just also comes from a place from wanting to cover our asses.
Look, the government's got a lot of problems before this started happening, and it ain't gotten better with time. So if you can get things back to at least situation normal, I can start working from there, and I'd appreciate it immensely. My favors go a long way if I can get my ass back in gear. But at this point, I got both hands behind my back and my feet bound, and I'm drowning. Now, Sarah's helping me out where she can because she owed me a favor, but I'm gonna run out of here soon.
Warwick, if we were to get Nightfall back on its feet, what would your first action be?
Find that damn serial killer and get rid of him.
You don't have any information on that, do you?
No. But I know they're using my name and they're pinning it on whatever that fucker's doing.
If we were to find the missing crew members, you would support us, correct?
I would.
Oh, well, that's a start.
I'll kind of look at Renard and kind of surly and just be like, I don't think doing that would particularly cause issues with anyone else, would it? Other than City Guard.
We didn't exactly speak to other interested parties about how they may feel about this particular arrangement. I didn't think to ask him if Nightfall was on this shit list. I can't imagine why, but I also don't know everything that everyone is up to, so I'll make sure to bring it up the next time we talk.
There may be certain things that we can do that maybe don't piss off other organizations in the group, in the city. I can't see.
Sure.
Yeah.
I'm sure saving a few of your friends at the very least is something that's more passable. But
Well, Cinder probably wouldn't say he's my friend, but you know, he'd probably like to be out of prison.
whatever you want to call them. But either way, the only one I've heard so far sounds like they're holed up by the whatever the fancy name for the mage police are.
Scheme Arcanum.
Yeah, that name. I don't know if we're quite equipped yet to just break that one out. Is there somebody maybe in a more favorable location?
Don't know.
Well, it's something we can at least look into. Obviously, work, you understand we need to figure out the best way of approach.
I will point one thing out for us. Well, I'm not going to fault Nightfall. Being posted as a fall child for this seems to be the one of the many things that the group that we are dealing with would absolutely do. I'm inclined to believe Warwick is on the up and up when he says this. But breaking members of it out of jail, publicly or not, will get out and will paint us as a target that is working against the city.
I'm aware of that, and for certain, most of our party would be... Well, they'd know very quickly that we were over there doing magic as well.
Well, so, first of all, we need to find that way to hide who's doing the magic.
Zoe, you're not muted on Discord.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That was a situation. Cool, did you use mirror image?
It's kind of weird that it's been, like, fine this whole time, and then all of a sudden it wasn't.
You pushed the button.
Push the button.
But, sorry, what were we talking about? I totally lost track of where we were in conversation.
That if we go around releasing members of the Nightfall, then we will definitely be openly opposing the city and what they're doing.
I think it's something we need to consider timing at the very least. Like, we can't just... We're not going to be able to just pop over their work. This is something we probably can't do at least for a couple of weeks at the very minimum.
I understand that. And I also understand that if you start working with me, it's going to put you on the excremental roster of the city guard quick, fast, and in a hurry.
Right, unless we can keep our names out of it, which I highly doubt, like Renan said, we can.
If our plan comes to fruition and we start to act openly as heroes of the city trying to catch this killer, we can prove that Nightfall is innocent if we succeed. But therein lies the point that we will have to do it without his aid.
Well, there also could be a benefit of... We've talked about the city is at a tipping point. There seems to be a lot of things that we can use to tip the balance. If we did it all at once, perhaps it goes in our favor.
You could somehow manage to get all the factions working together, maybe. Could
Oh,
turn the
that's a
tide.
goal I want to be a part of.
Core's all about hand-holding.
Everyone gets to work together.
I think there are certain areas the groups can agree on. And I think there are certain people in each group that could agree to those things. Just think about Clint. He doesn't want to see the city corrupt either. He hates the idea of the racial divide.
And this killer is bothering him as much as it's bothering everyone.
There are people and we can bring them together potentially. I don't know how.
It's going to take us doing a little... We're going to have to put in some work first before they'll trust us enough to try and work with people who are...
Outside.
Not even just outside, some people that they consider enemies.
Well, and I'll just look at Work like, Work, I don't think you can we don't consider many people enemies in the city. I mean, the nobility has never been our friends, but
Right
I don't-
now, we're public enemy number one.
Oh, right. It's more about people who'd hate us. Good point.
Yes. They have been using Nightfall as the fall child of the murders, so right now you are public enemy number one in the public's eye.
I wonder if there's a way to use that potentially, but I'll ruminate on that later.
If you want to very quickly prove it to be the enemies of the city, sure.
Fake your friend Rourke's death, and that would put an end to the kind of hunt there. For there to
No.
be
I don't think that will work. Even if we wanted to do that, like none of us had any inclination that Nightfall was so decimated. They're
true.
pretending Nightfall is a full-fledged organization. Which, I'm sorry, Warwick, at the moment it seems like it's not.
Really.
Sorry, remember, asshole?
Tactless.
A
I like to-
tactless asshole.
I like to think I'm
You-
charming.
You said fake Warwick's death.
Yes.
If we were to fake Warwick's death and use that as a means to say that Misfortune has eliminated Nightfall, who was believed to be responsible for the killer in the city, we could help Warwick disappear, help paint ourselves in a good light, and also potentially get under the skin of whoever this killer is.
What
Until
if
they
the
make
killing...
another murder happen.
Well, then... I mean, it's our word against, say, the city guard who are saying that it's Nightfall. And then we're kind of put in a sticky situation.
I'm saying we can use it as an example to take the heat off your friend Warwick. Also getting good with the City Watch that we are, or the city that we are trying to apprehend whoever is responsible for the killer. If there will be another kill eventually, of course. It's not going to be a solution to the problem, but at the very least, it does immediately throw us into the limelight of we're trying to stop things. And that was Cole's suggestion, that we declare ourselves the heroes. If we take down the leader of Nightfall, then we can kill two birds with one stone.
If we earn the approval of the city, it will be hard for them to strike upon us, is my thought there. And we can make change happen from that position a little easier than if we were, say, renegades.
Ease anti-racial sentiment, ease anti-magic sentiment. Just start trying to put the minds in the things that we are going to solve problems. All you have to do is stop worrying about what the other half is doing. We are going to fix things.
Does anyone else know about my connections to Nightfall, Warwick, out of curiosity?
Don't think so. You left a long time ago.
And you got me out pretty well.
Yeah.
I want to make sure, in case that's a plan we go with, or something of that nature, that there's no suspicion on our group about whether it's true or not.
Well, it is something we could do. It sounds like the forementions of a plan,
It definitely sounds like the start of something.
but I think everything right now hinges on you catching that killer.
Yeah.
Which we have no leads on.
Yeah, I assume you have no leads, Warwick.
I got one.
We'll take one.
It's some kind of creature that can phase in and out of material, ghostly-like. And we think it's using the sewers as a base.
Using the sewers. Excellent.
Damn. I was
Well,
afraid
no,
of that.
not excellent, but you know, it's
How's-
it's something.
Then I have a question for you, Warwick. You have very limited resources here. I don't suppose your mage friend, do they have access to a spell potentially? A spell called See Invisibility.
I can ask her. My favors with her are rapidly running out.
I'll pay her for it. You don't need to worry about that.
All right. Her name's Melisara.
I'll have a chat with her.
All right. Careful, she ain't from around here.
Interesting.
I thought you
How
said
long have you known
Melisandre.
her?
No, not Melisandre.
I was like, ooh.
And how long have you known this Melisara?
About a year.
About a year.
Yeah, Warwick, I don't recognize her. Was she associated before? Or is...
No. I helped her out with some issues she was having. Said she'd help
What
me out.
issues are
Okay.
those?
Typical newcomer to cheap side problems.
You're
And
absolutely
those problems just. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
And let me guess, you helped. How hard was it to help with that? Did you help her just a little bit and those problems just up and disappeared?
Handled a couple of thugs. Lapis gave me a hand.
And then all of a sudden, all of her problems were dealt with, and she was just happy to help you out for the time being.
Not exactly. It's more of if I needed her, give her a call kind of a thing.
And she's managed to keep you absolutely safe. And you are the only member of Nightfall that has been managed to keep more or less safe from all the problems.
So far.
What if she's keeping you alive because she wants you to keep being the fall guy?
I mean, I see where you're coming from, but do they really need to keep you alive to make you a fall guy?
Why not? If he dies and Nightfall's no longer considered a threat, then
But
who do
no
you
one
blame
else-
for the murders?
No one else knows that.
Well, maybe that's because. Have you considered that? What if they do know, but they're just delaying it?
I
Well,
mean,
I'm-
it's. Go ahead.
All I'm saying, and I think probably what Cole's going to say, is that the common citizen doesn't know how many people are in Nightfall, how many people are here. They don't know about Warwick. Like,
I think it would be worth us to have a conversation with this Melisara. And Cole, do you have access to that spell you were using when we were interviewing the recruits for the Dawn Runner? The Zone of Truth.
oh, I have that.
I do not. I'm sorry.
Oh, man.
But if Tempest has it, then that shouldn't be a
I
problem.
think we should have a conversation with her, and she should be extraordinarily truthful about it.
People tend to know when you're using that spell, though.
I'm not saying that we hide it from her.
She can also resist it, but I can let us know if that happens.
And if she
Really?
does that, then why do we have any reason to trust her? If she is doing this for Warwick, and she is paying favors, and she is working with us, she shouldn't have any issue. We're not going to ask her to any questions, and she can refuse to answer, even if she's being forced to be truthful, as far as I know. I just think this would allow us to learn a lot more about this individual than we already do.
Don't
I
get
think
me
the
wrong.
fact that her time frame coming into the city is shockingly suspicious.
I agree 100% with you. It sounds very suspicious.
See, well, I agree that this is all plausible. I admit it seems a little paranoid to go this far. Unfortunately, I know that you're all going to prove me wrong. I feel really awkward saying this.
When the paranoia is correct.
Yes, when the paranoia is correct, it's very troubling.
It's like when we thought there were body doubles all over the city, and we were like, that could never be the case.
In this instance, I see one act of suspicious potentially proving either somebody is totally untrustworthy or more or less completely trustworthy. And I think that is worth one act of suspicion.
Yeah, Cora, I think we've already been shown that the people who oppose us are willing to put someone next to someone we care about.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Now, Warwick is this important to you, Tempest, and they're the only one they can get to.
Or in case this pans out and this woman isn't trustworthy, do you have a safe place or do you need a new one?
Could we sneak into the Dawn Runner?
We'd have to go across the bridge.
Or across the river?
I have a ring where if you die, your soul gets eternally trapped in it. Does that sound like a good
Lapis
plan
can
B?
carry me.
Okay, what?
Lapis can carry me.
Does she fly while she's
She did-
I'm confused.
She did have wings.
Hmm.
Okay, sure. I'll trust you on that end. But in any case, this is all contingent on if she's trustworthy or not.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, let me read Zone of Truth real fast.
And Art is also realizing he is shockingly unprepared as he has never added invisibility into his fucking spellbook.
So I can cast the Zone of Truth maybe to the entrance of the mansion if we want to bring her in here. Like, she has to make a save when she comes in. And she is aware of the spell.
I say we be forthright and tell her, just so we can know for certain.
I mean, that if she's truly helping out work. Oh, sorry. If she's truly helping out work, she should be fine with that.
It's not because we don't trust her specifically. It's because we don't trust anyone right now without knowing for certain.
I'm fine with it. All right, I'm going to start preparing to cast this spell, and maybe someone goes and grabs her.
I'd have Warwick invite her back in.
Not. I do not have an NPC stat block built, or excuse me, I don't have her imported over yet. I built her in a different server, but
That's fine.
That's fine. I know her stats. When this walks in, it is very clearly an elven woman. Blonde hair, very tightly cropped, very like sprayed back to the back of her head. Very chiseled features, got a almost very grim and brooding looking. Narrow waist, wide hips, small framed. But she'll walk in. Yes.
Ma'am, I'm very sorry to have to ask you this, but would it be possible for me to cast a spell that descends truthfulness? Warwick is a very dear friend, and I want to this is for myself. I just want to make sure he's safe here in Cheapside.
I find that ironic that the man who is gone for as long as you have wants to know if his friend is safe.
Oh, lovely. Sorry, have we met?
We have not. But I've heard much about you.
Yes, as you are alluding to.
Can I get an investigation check to see if she's illusioned while we're sitting here?
Sure.
Yeah, I'd like
22.
to. Oh, never mind. You do your shit. You do whatever the fuck you want.
Yeah, seriously, your fucking investigation score is cramping my style.
I was about to inside check this bitch, but you do you.
It's kind of what Reynard is good at, guys, and that was still a 13 roll.
Her form is shimmering very faintly.
And what does she look like underneath?
Almost looks like a swarm of bugs.
I don't notice that, so I'm just kind of saying, okay, well, do you mind if I cast the spell about truthfulness or not? I have some questions to ask.
While we're getting this set up, Roman's going to go get a chair, sit down, and he's going to take Inari out and just kind of be resting on the hilt of it, watching.
By all means, cast your spell. Does Reynard make an expression?
That was a very out of character expression for Reynard. He just looks at her very intently.
Does that look odd to any of us? Like, I have a high insight / perception.
No.
Okay. I will cast Zone of Truth then.
Okay.
She needs to make a charisma save. Beating a 15 or 14? I gotta find out.
It's a swarm of killer bees.
Tempest don't know shit!
Or she can choose to fail it.
Those massive hornets that are memeing hard.
Yeah.
Wait. This is kind of a meta question, but would I know if it's one creature failing it or multiple?
It's one creature for the purposes of mechanics.
Just checking, because it felt like a very odd situation.
Man, first the bow, now this. Where does it end?
Alright, I'll mark off that spell slot. This is also a 15-foot aura, so, I assume anyone who's 15 feet next to me is also making this roll.
Since so right now, Reynard is telling the truth. Because I'll roll a charisma check, but I'm definitely standing within that aura, and there's no way I can save against
Sure.
that.
Why not?
Just kind of a, you're fine.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, Cerulean will probably tell the truth anyway.
Unless this is a grand foyer that's like a 50-foot across. But I don't think it is.
Yeah.
No. Yeah.
As you're noting people who are making the saves and not staring at you, really?
As I'm casting this spell, I look at you and I just go.
Anyway. Ask your questions.
Does she pass or fail?
She passes.
Fuck. I'm just gonna be like, well, you resisted the spell effect, so it's not like it's going to work very well.
So you chose not to just be forthright with this. I see. That is unfortunate.
Is work safe here?
Yeah.
Is work safe here from you?
Yes.
Insight check.
Good luck.
Well, I
Go
got
ahead and make
nothing
it.
else. I know, I'm working on it. Let me
I
insight
think-
check this illusion. 24.
Wow. She's being. There is a smirk behind her gaze. She knows that you know, and you know that she knows.
I'm just going to say, Warwick, pack your things.
What did I do? I told you the truth.
No. No, I don't think you did. There's
Really?
something about you that's not right.
That is unfortunate. Very well.
Is she being aggressive when she says that?
She'll stand up.
I have a question for you.
Yes, Mr. Montelier.
For a piece of information about who the killer might be, what would that cost us?
How did she know his... Did she know... Did you introduce yourself?
I did not. But I'm also famous in the city, so I wouldn't be surprised.
He sticks out in a crowd.
Okay, I just... She's paranoid. I'm paranoid now.
He's the son of one of the most powerful nobles in the city. I
What was your
imagine it'd
question
be-
again? I'm sorry. How much would it cost to?
So he basically said, for a piece of information about the killer, what would it cost them? Assuming, basically implying that she knows something about it.
Depends on how much you want to know.
He will look towards the group as if wondering what they might have specifically in mind to ask that.
What's the price for the amount you know?
I can tell you everything, or I can tell you nothing.
So you know everything about this killer?
Yes, but if they just told us everything, that wouldn't be very fun, would it?
No,
No, it would not.
but it does tell us you're definitely not to be trusted now.
Reynard will just cast Dispel Magic on her.
It looks like a shadowy form surround. Oh, I'm sorry. It's alter magic. It's a regular basic alter self. It looks almost like a figure emblazoned in red fire, wreathed in bugs that also glow in red fire.
My zone of truth.
Is gone.
Aww.
Well, no, it's only one target within range. I'm specifically targeting her.
Okay.
It's so nice to meet all of you. I have been waiting for a long time. And all the bug, it's a million voices in one. I am Yana. It's very nice to finally meet all of you.
Warwick, you need better friends.
We understand what's going on here. At least we think we understand what's going on. And while I may not be the one to speak for us, I will say this. We're going to play along. At least for now. There's no need to take any drastic action.
We weren't going to rush anything. We wanted to see what you can do. It has been a fun game so far. Did you like the bounded field?
Yeah, that was definitely a unique trick.
Ah, it's an old one, but good one.
Imagine a place you and the Dawn Spy could fight without worries about what's going on around you.
Mhm.
Hmm.
You're talking 23. We can hear you.
Is Yana one of the members of the Silent Arc?
She is.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't expect this when I went to the Cloak and Stagger.
I will admit it has been fun. We have been looking forward to this for some time.
I imagine after 200 years of not being able to play your games at all.
Oh. Stuck in an unending hell.
Kind of where you deserve to be, though.
Well, that's just rude. We've done nothing really hostile towards you. It's more like tangled up in this string of webs we have built. Can you untangle it in time to save the city?
Yeah, something like that.
Very well. I will play a very nice game with all of you. I think it is deserving. You have been good sportsmen so far. And I can see your Warforged companion is very itching to fight. I will simply remark it with this. My dearest Cerulean, Your grandfather yet lives.
Oh, son of a bitch.
And I will end it on that.
Twice you have ended a session with his grandfather.
I
He's
hope
dead!
you all-
He's alive!
I hope you all
Sorry.
enjoyed that session. I know that I certainly did. As these guys start to untangle the web of lies that has been built around them.
Sean's face is great.
This is fun.
I'm so glad I took investigation.
Me too. That was good.
I'm glad I took insight.
Glad you met Yana.
Yeah. Yeah.
Curious
Alright.
how that would have gone if we'd rolled poorer. Okay.
Or if you
I-
had done it to Symphony first.
I should have. I can't. I was gonna ask like. No, until next session. It's fine. I was gonna see how much I'm willing to spend money on this fucking shit.
Wow.
Dude.
Okay.
It's a roller coaster of emotions for me. Okay.
I hope you all enjoyed the show. I know I certainly did. We look forward to seeing you all next week. Be safe, be healthy, stay inside, socially isolate. Don't get the COVID.
Wash your hands.
Yes.
Good stuff,
Bye,
everyone.
everyone.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
The voice of the
Wow.
operator echoes.
That is incredible.
That's the way to end a session.
Yeah, I feel like that moment was a little meta because both Zoe and I immediately recognized who that person individual was.
I
Yes,
wasn't
you-
sure who that person was.
You have met Yana before in the Saturday game.
Yeah, the